What's up, Barnhill family? Welcome back to the channel.
Yo, yo.
Guys, we are going to do a live broadcast. We're going to give you our play-by-play reaction to this great UFC Fight Night card. This is the first one of these, so as our first live broadcast last week, please bear with us. If we have any technical difficulties, we will try to get it up as fast as we can. Nick, what an excellent first fight.
Yeah.
Yanda is putting it on for Houston. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was really impressive. I guess he was the big underdog in that fight, and the first round looked like he was about to get finished, but he finished out strong in the second.
Yeah, it was really a tale of patience. I mean, he was being kicked very hard. The kicks that Costa was throwing were very unorthodox and very difficult to read.
A lot of them were landing.
They were kind of whipping over the top, and a few of them landed flush, and he set them up with the hands, but ultimately just doing what he had to do to get through that first round.
Yeah.
And then really putting the pressure on in the second.
Yeah. I mean, he those kicks look good. I mean, there's a reason that guy hasn't been out of the first round or even the first 2 minutes, but anybody can lose in this game, and he took his first loss.
Yeah, Costa looked a bit like he was he had one round of fight in him. He had one round to really try to put Yanez away, and Yanez was able to withstand the storm. So,
yeah.
Awesome job. Let's see what we got. We got a couple people in the live here. Jules, what's up? At work, kill me.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, even if we have to be on mute. We appreciate you being here. Andrew Palchek, hello to you as well. Thank you for joining.
What's going on?
You guys will have to be very descriptive. Don't worry, Jules. We will try our best.
Yeah, I can't read what you're reading. So Steven's got the computer screen in front of him. So unfortunately, I can't really respond like he can to you guys. But I appreciate you all for coming on.
Yeah, you guys can't see it out of the frame, but right here next to me, I've got the computer with the live going, so I can see all of your comments. We'll pop some of them up on the screen. If you have any questions, guys, feel free to pop in and ask us a question and let us know what you thought about that first fight.
Yeah. Sitting through a commercial break right now, so not much to say during these, but I think that last fight was a good way to start the main card. It seemed like a pretty exciting fight. That guy was landing a bunch of kicks, unorthodox, really good ones, a lot of high kicks. That sort of tempo can only last so long. Even the best athletes, and that guy looked like he was in really good condition, can only do that for about 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem with a really kick-heavy game sometimes.
Yeah.
You have people that they really have a heavy offense, and they put most people away in the first round. But if things start to go long, if their cardio is not there, and we'll see that with TJ tonight when he goes up against Cory Sandhagen.
Yeah.
He's got a very kick-heavy, a very lateral movement. He covers a lot of space type of game, but he's conditioned properly with Sam Calvita and his strength and conditioning program to be able to handle that. If you're going to have a very kick-heavy, high output sort of game, your conditioning's got to be on point. And I think that's what cost Costa in that last fight. He got hurt with a couple shots in that last round, but he wasn't quite able to recover from. And then obviously was put away. And I think cardio played a big factor there. Yeah.
That first round could have been a 10-8. For a striking heavy round, that could have been a 10-8.
Yeah. So next up, we got two prospects. We got Macy Barber and Miranda Maverick. So this is kind of a tale of a crossroads fight for Macy Barber because she's 0-2 in her last fight, or in her last two. And, she was one of these people that came on and said, look, I'm going to be the youngest UFC champion in history. I'm going to beat John Jones. And when you start making lofty goals like that, you put a lot of sometimes undue pressure on yourself. We saw that with Aaron Pico and Bellator. A lot of people charged him up and said, this guy is going to be the next coming of, he's going to be the GOAT by the time his career is over with. And sometimes when that much pressure is put on a young person, whether it be imposed by the media or just self-imposed, it can kind of have a negative effect. So
yeah, a lot of people were saying he was going to be the LeBron James of MMA, and that got to him. And eventually, you run into some people who have experience in mixed martial arts, and they've seen what you're throwing at them, and they've all been there and done that. And they might have a record that isn't one to brag about. They might be 10-5 or something, but they have a ton of experience, and they're very tough guys. And maybe some of those 5 losses, they were B-side and controversial decisions. So even LeBron James wasn't being touted as the next Michael Jordan. He had
Right.
to prove himself. And while Aaron Pico probably can do that one day, to say that before he even made his pro debut is kind of lofty.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Macy sort of, she's to blame a bit for putting that on herself. And Maverick's a tough opponent. Listen, she's on, I think, a 4 or 5 fight win streak here. Also 24 years old. These are 2 prospects. And usually if the UFC's got 2 hot prospects that they want to build up, you don't see them go against each other this early in their careers. Damian Brooks. Hey, guys. Hey, Damian, thank you for joining us. Joey, what's up, man? Yanez is a beast. Garbrandt versus Yanez. Let's go. Sign me up for that one.
I think Garbrandt's on his way to 125. He
Yeah.
might make a pit stop and fight Sean O'Malley on the way there, but I think he's all but moved to 125.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that suits him better. Cody is about 140, 145 just walking around. So I think 125 will suit him better. Guys, let us know if you can hear us okay. We can't see the audio coming through the interface. So if you're not hearing us, drop us a comment and let us know. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
another commercial break. When you have those early-ish finishes, that there's an extra filler time for the UFC. So we had to pay a little extra attention to some commercials.
So let's break into this fight here. Miranda Maverick, Macy Barber. So we have 11-2 versus 8-2, 24 versus 23. As I said, what do you think Barber's keys to getting back on track and getting back in the win column are?
She seems like the kind of person, when you paint her into a corner, she's going to be a dog and fight right out of it. And I think that she has a lot of lofty goals, and she wants to be a champ, and she sees herself as that already. And I think that her being 0-2 is she's going to have a point to prove tonight. I think I have her opponent winning, but and that'll be a lot of problems for Macy Barber. She's never been in a situation where she's been 0-3, and once you get 0-3 and you're not ranked, or maybe you are ranked but you're losing your ranking, all of your pull starts to go in the UFC, and you can quickly get your walking papers if you can't prove you can win. Cody Garbrandt, we were just talking about, is one of the only people that is like 1-4 in his last 5 fights and isn't really
on the verge of getting cut.
Signs,
but that's somebody who had a belt at one time. Right. It's very difficult unless you're like a Cowboy Cerrone and you've just done so much for the company and for the business that you get to stick around a little bit past your prime. But yeah, usually you drop 3 or 4 in a row and you're getting those walking papers. And a lot of times when somebody has a lot of steam, we saw that with Dustin Poirier recently. Yeah. We saw, Conor McGregor coming back after all this time, a ton of momentum, a ton of steam, taking on a guy he knocked out in the first round before. And he was supposed to come back and really just get a win and take off and maybe fight for the belt. Who knows? Conor could just kind of choose his own path at that point. And we saw Dustin completely take the wind out of the sails there. So I think Miranda Maverick is certainly going to be looking to do that tonight on a 5-fight win streak, looking to really cement herself as not just a prospect, but actually a contender. Yeah. We got a few comments here, guys. Looks like we got 6 people in the live. Thank you all so much. Jules, the mic got randomly louder a second ago. Sounds great. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, this live stuff is new to us, so we're going to keep trying to do more of these, but bear through the technical difficulties. We sincerely appreciate it. Andrew Pelchek, fingers crossed that Cory wins. Cory Sandhagen. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be very close. I think that if it stays on the feet and if Cory can stay at his range that he wants to land those long punches, TJ could be in for some problems. But I think if TJ can sort of use, I won't even call it the height disadvantage, just use the fact that he's a little bit shorter to kind of work in and out, do some damage to the body, and maybe get some takedowns and start to exhaust Sandhagen, we might see TJ kind of peel away with this one. But it's going to be a very, very tough fight, I think. Whoever wins this fight is definitely cementing themselves as the number 1 contender.
Yeah, and this morning and basically all week we've been talking about this fight, kind of doing our water cooler chats at the gyms that we train at with other knowledgeable people, whether it be teachers, professors, fighters, whoever it is, just people that like the sport. And it's pretty mixed. Half the people think that Sandhagen's going to win this, and half the people think that TJ's going to come back and prove that even though he was off for 2 years, he was so far ahead of the pack that he actually they might have covered some ground against him, but not enough to make it a significant difference.
For sure. Nick, we got our old rolling buddy John Eden in the live chat.
Oh, hey.
He can hear us just fine. He's going to have to switch back and forth because I can't watch you guys and the UF stream on my phone at the same time. Totally understandable, John.
Yeah.
It's good. Thanks for joining the live, man. Yeah. We're actually coming back to Savannah next weekend. So hopefully we're coming for a wedding. So hopefully we have some time to get in there, but we'd love to come in and get some rolls in with you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And of course, as entertaining as we are, we understand you want to watch those fights.
Yeah.
So we don't blame you when you sign off and go check out the fights, but come back and forth in between them and let us know what you thought about their performances. And yeah, man, like Steven said, we'll be back. And so as soon as we get back to town, we'll for sure hit you up and hopefully we'll get some rolls in and have a good time.
Yeah.
I see you've becoming quite a buff guy as well. You started working out. And better late than never, man. I'm proud of you.
You're looking good, man. You're looking swole.
Yeah.
The Eagle, hey guys. Hey man, thanks for joining the live again.
Hey.
We got Mark Corbin in the chat. Fam, what's up, fam?
Oh wow.
We got the Savannah crew in the chat today.
Yeah, a lot of Savannah folks.
Yeah.
Well, you guys will be back soon. If you missed that, we will be back.
Here we go, guys. So this is round one. If you want to sync up with our time, we're just starting round one, 4 minutes, 52 seconds, Barber versus Maverick here.
Yeah.
So let's see. It's going to be very interesting. I think Macy's going to try to impose her will and try to overwhelm her with some shots and utilize some pressure here in the first round. So let's see. It'll be very interesting. Nice counter right there by Macy.
Here's Tosh. He's making a little appearance. He has a FOMO, fear of missing out. He heard there was a live stream.
That's right. If there's a live stream, he's here.
So he's going to be right here. He probably will plop up on the couch next to me. But nice. Yeah, Mark, I'll be back in Savannah like Wednesday. So let's definitely link up while I'm there, man.
For sure. It's a nice body kick there landed by Maverick a second ago. Look, Macy looking for an overhand there. Was a bit telegraphed, though. She leaned in a bit too much. So I didn't realize, Nick, this is number 13 versus number 14 in the division.
Yeah, I had a feeling Barbara was ranked, but I wasn't sure about Maverick. What a great last name.
Yeah, Miranda Maverick.
She should get
reminds me of Top Gun.
She should get a deal with Logan Paul.
Yeah, for sure.
His Maverick clothing company. I feel like she'd be a perfect.
It's interesting how Macy keeps switching stances when she's stepping in on that straight, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think she's falling short on a bit of them, trying to lean in a bit too much.
So she's got the full alpha male squad in her corner.
See Uriah Faber there, the nice fresh haircut.
Yeah. He doesn't have the Cali locks anymore. But
is that Danny Castillo in the corner as well?
I can't see him.
Oh, it was a nice kick there by Maverick.
Were they in her corner for the last fight? I don't think they were.
I believe so. I think she's been at alpha male for a little while. Yeah, you see how Macy keeps stepping in and switching stances on that straight. I'm not really sure what she's trying to accomplish there, but it's falling short.
Yeah. The switch stance, the switch step is good, but I don't think switching stances for a long period of time is a very good idea, especially when you're only 10 fights into your career.
Yeah.
There's a reason Floyd Mayweather doesn't switch stances because he's not good on the other side. And very few people are actually ambidextrous in fighting. And
nice body kick there again by Maverick. She's finding some success with that body kick. But, we were just talking about that today, actually, how switching stances really is just so difficult. Even Floyd Mayweather, a striker as high caliber as he is, you rarely saw him switching stance. So, you really have to be comfortable in your stance, your traditional stance, to be able to switch. And you have to really put a lot of time into it. We got 8 people in the chat now, Nick.
What's up? How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, thank you guys all for joining. we're going to try to keep these going and get some more people in here, some friends from the gym, some fellow fighters, people that are more knowledgeable than we are to come in and share their opinions. So we're just testing it out, the two of us, a couple of times, and then we'll be implementing some more people. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
But overall, this is not too much going on in this round. Looks like Maverick, I think, has largely won it due to the body kicks and octagon control. Macy seems to have trouble finding her range here, especially with that straight right.
Sometimes when you see people like fighting like how Macy's fighting, where they're trying to land like a big power punch and they're kind of setting it up the same way over and over again, it makes you feel like they want to get out of the fight as quickly and easily as possible. And at the end of the day, a fight's hard to get out of. You only get out of them quick when you get lucky. Most of the time, you got to be in there for the duration. You got to dog it out, and you got to start surprising.
Nice body kick again there by Maverick.
And mixing it up a bit because, just throwing the Hail Mary shots at this kind of level is not going to work.
Yeah. Also telegraphing, the power shots. If you put your arm, we talk a lot about not arm punching and not throwing your hands really heavy and telegraphing them. One, it really, you think it's kind of counterintuitive. You think that it's going to be a more powerful punch, but it's actually a weaker punch when you do that. That's the end of the first round, guys.
That's definitely a round for Maverick.
Yeah, the body kicks and octagon control did that one for me. So the Eagle has a question for us. Nick, what gym do you guys work out at? That's a great question, man. We live here in Houston, Texas, so we were super charged up to see Yanez get that victory just a second ago. But we train at Main Street Muay Thai and Kickboxing, which is a striking MMA-based gym here in downtown Houston, Texas. And then that's mostly for MMA and striking. And then we do all of our grappling at Gracie Baja, Texas, under Professor Draculino here in the Webster, Texas area. So, yeah, great people. Awesome training partners. Plenty of world champion jiu-jitsu fighters are in there with us on a daily basis. Lucas Valench, his wife, Andressa Sintra. Obviously, we're under the tutelage of Professor Draculino. And then Bob Perez is our head coach for MMA and striking. And he's most notable for being the head coach. You probably have seen him if you watched Lauren Murphy or Derek Lewis fight. He's their head coach. Coincidentally, both of them are going to be fighting for a title next. But they're kind of the two most notable people out of our striking gym. So, yeah, thanks for the question. But yeah, those are the two gyms we bounce back and forth usually on a daily basis.
We're running two champ camps right now, one for Lauren Murphy and one for Derek Lewis. Derek versus Cyril is an interesting fight. And, it's going to be here in Houston. And after we saw Cyril in his last fight, he admittedly, came out and said that he needs some things. He has some things he needs to work on. And then they signed, 2 months later for a fight 2 months later against Derek. That's not going to give him enough time. He's just got to go get in there, get another fight camp going. And so that really makes us feel good about the chances Derek has about getting this heavyweight title. And if we could bring that to the gym, it would be something really, really awesome.
Yeah, that would be incredible. Let's see here.
Okay, hey, so 21 of 39 for Maverick on significant strikes in that first round. And the screen went away already, but Macy Barber had way less than that, like single digits.
Yeah.
So,
so here, let's see here. Robin Jinro, I feel like Macy completely fell apart after the first loss.
She did.
She's really got to get a win back here. She needs to get. I think this is truly a crossroads fight for her. Andrew Palechek. Sorry, and guys, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing some of y'all's names wrong. I am terrible with names, and I'll be the first to admit that. Who are your guys' favorite UFC fighters? That's a great question. Nick, who's your favorite UFC fighter or favorite fighters? I just love the sport in general, so it's kind of hard to pick a favorite fighter. Obviously, all the Houston fighters, Derek Lewis, Lauren Murphy, we're going to cheer for the people that we know on a personal level.
Yeah.
But Anderson Silva is probably who got me into watching MMA back in the day. The stuff he was doing on the feet, and then the fact that he was also high level in judo and jiu-jitsu. He was a complete martial artist. He was kind of who really made me a fan of the sport. And coincidentally, the first UFC fight we ever went to was Silva versus Diaz in Vegas. When was that? 2015?
Whenever that fight was,
yeah. January of 15, I believe.
Yeah.
But thanks. Yeah, comment and let us know who your favorite fighters are. We'd love to know.
Yeah. I love Anderson Silva. I love all the big names. I'm currently a big fan of Israel Adesanya. I think that it's all about the sport and what's better for the sport. And I really like people that are a total package. Maybe my favorite fighter of all time for what he did, not just inside but outside the octagon, is Chael Sonnen. I love Chael. I think what he's doing for the sport now is actually even more significant than what he did inside the cage. He's helping fighters. He's bringing new eyes to the sport. He's helping fans understand the sport and understand the business side of fighting, which is really, really awesome. And God, do some of these fighters need it. So that being said, I do really appreciate the storytelling and the promotional side of fighting. I think that's the most important thing, because what we do is we watch conflict and conflict resolution. So it's storytelling. We need a good guy and a bad guy, and there's very few bad guys, but when they're there, they stick out and you kind of love them. So the Diaz brothers will always be some of my favorite. Conor McGregor, I know he's polarizing. A lot of people hate him, but I've always loved what he did for the sport. And when he was in his prime, both in and out of the octagon, it was like it was something really special, really magical. I'm sure you guys felt it as well. And as of right now, I love Adesanya. We have a little bit of a relationship with TJ, so I'm looking forward to seeing TJ win tonight. He's such a nice guy in person, and yeah, there's a ton of them. But when I can't decide who I like more between two fighters that are competing, I usually just go for which one is better for the sport. And then I cheer for them. But all in all, I just cheer for good fights.
Yeah. And Jules says Nunes. Good answer. I think Amanda Nunes is a great answer, because of all the champions, there's an argument, Nick, that she could be the most dominant. And she's one of the best fighters of all time, period. And
she's for sure the most dominant.
I'm excited to see her here in Houston against Juliana Pena. I love Juliana, but to be completely honest, if I'm giving my truthful opinion, I don't think she stands a chance in that fight.
She doesn't.
I think Amanda's going to steamroller.
Valentina too. Valentina's one of my favorite females, for sure. Nunes and Valentina are probably my two favorite female fighters. Lauren Murphy, obviously.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, because Lauren and Valentina are fighting each other, and
Yeah. And funny thing about the just how great MMA is here in Houston. We currently train with Lauren Murphy, fighting for a title against Valentina. Valentina used to train at our jiu-jitsu gym with Draculino, and before she made her move out to Las Vegas. So the gyms we're at, it speaks for themselves. They've got so many great athletes in and out of both of them. And the tutelage is just the highest level you can possibly find. So
Nick, Andrew Palechek loves your Uncle Chael answer. Great answer, LOL.
Oh man, thank you. I'm glad we're on the same page there, because some people, the marks out there, they hate Uncle Chael.
Yeah, Chael's either love him or hate him. So speaking of the bad guy, who's your favorite trash talker in UFC history? Has to be Uncle Chael.
Yeah,
I love Conor, but the wittiness of Chael Sonnen, I think, is really unmatched. Conor is great for what he does and selling a fight and being the heel and being the bad guy. Same with Jorge Masvidal, but I appreciate a wordsmith.
Yeah.
And Chael Sonnen is a true wordsmith. So I got to go with Chael, and I think an underrated one is Michael Bisping.
Michael Bisping is one of the best. But the thing that separates Chael from the rest of the pack, you can't find footage of Chael using swear words or curse words. And, he doesn't have an accent that helps, by a few points. Everybody knows Conor McGregor's accent sounds awesome. Michael Bisping's, Darren Till. I love the way Darren Till sounds.
Yeah.
But he doesn't actually say as intelligent or crazy or crafty things as Chael, but it sounds just as cool. So Chael is by far the best. You know who else? Rampage Jackson was really good. He was a true professional on inside and outside the octagon. So
one of my favorite. Go ahead.
Derek Lewis.
Oh yeah,
Derek is actually one of the best promoters in the entire sport. I think what he does on the mic it's so off the cuff and it's so damn funny. I think he's certainly funny. You have to pay attention to what he's saying, because sometimes it'll fly right over your head, but he's absolutely one of the funniest people in the sport.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's see here. The Eagle said Khabib and Zabit. You can't go wrong with that. Those two are, some of the best fighters. Well, Khabib's retired now, but truly one of the best fighters, one of the most spectacular talents we've ever seen. And Zabit, I hope he's not retired. I don't know I haven't heard any news lately about Zabit, what's going on. But, oh, and guys, by the way, we're 3 minutes and 34 seconds into the third round. Maverick and Barber, drop your comments and let us know who you think is winning this fight. I've got Maverick winning it. I think Macy needs to do something here in the third round, really put on a showing or potentially get a finish. But you see she's leaning in again with that.
Maverick's spatial awareness inside the clinch is really good. She's doing a good job not getting hit, and Macy Barber's she's trying to do the same thing over and over again, which is getting her caught, because once you figure out somebody's tendencies, you can tend to manipulate them throughout the rest of the fight.
PC Genji said it's Karen Till.
Karen
That's
Till,
funny, yeah. I'm sure he'd probably get a kick out of that.
Karen Till's funny, man. Darren Till's Instagram is one of the best. Darren Till and Derek Lewis have the best Instagram pages of all the fighters. And then
see, this is what Macy's got to do if she wants to win this fight. She's got to do something here. She's got to take advantage of this position she's got and try to.
She's still got to get a finish, though. I think she's for sure lost the first round big. She probably lost the second round on most judges' scorecards. And this third round is
good elbow there by Macy. She's looking good in this third round. So we'll see what she can pull off here in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We're seeing a little blood out of the nose on Maverick now. But we got a question. Andrew Palechik, what's your prediction? Lewis gone. I never predict against a fellow Main Street Muay Thai fighter, so I'm going Derek Lewis. I understand he's the underdog, and I can see why people are saying that. But the reality is Cyril Gane is a phenomenal talent, and he's got all the skills to be a champ one day, and I think he will. However, his finishing ability, his KO ability, is not quite there, and 25 minutes in a cage with Derek Lewis is a long time. I'm going to go Lewis, but that's biased. I mean, Derek trains at our gym, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, we see Derek all the time, but that's part of the reason we pick him. But also, we see him all the time, which we understand just how damn good he actually is. And Cyril Gane's very good, but like Steven said, he's got to be perfect for 25 minutes. And Derek can land, and he can close the distance. And he's also known to be a very patient fighter and is willing to wait for the big shot. And all he needs is one. Cyril Gane, the bright lights are going to be shining in Houston. That pro Derek crowd is going to be in the Toyota Center just cheering and booing Cyril if he's not active, and which is going to probably draw him right into Derek, right into that striking range. And then I think Derek's going to start swinging, and eventually he's going to put Cyril down.
Well, that's the thing about Derek, right? He's such a patient fighter. As you saw in the Curtis Blades fight, he knew what shot he wanted to finish Curtis with, and he knew what situation would present that, and he happily waited. We got some statistics up here. So it looks like Maverick is significantly outstriking Barber. 20 in the first round, 22 in the second, and even 17 in the third. That was a beautiful spinning elbow there by Macy. Jules said she's going to buy ESPN Plus. Can't find a stream at work. Awesome. Yeah.
All right, they're just dogging it out for the last 10 seconds, kind of just trading big shots, missing a lot of them. But she's looking for a final last-second takedown, not going to get it. The fight ends with them clinched up against the wall. If you have to ask me, I think Miranda Maverick did enough to get 2 rounds to 1. Macy won the last round, but she walked away with her hands up, which I think that could lead to a bit of a shocked face when the judges
that was a beautiful spinning elbow there at the end.
Yeah.
Guys, drop a comment. Who do you think won that fight? Do you guys have Barber or Maverick winning the fight? Looks like Maverick won if you look at the metrics, just significant strikes, but as you know, that doesn't tell the whole story sometimes. Yeah. We got 12 in the live now. Guys, thank you so much for joining. We're hoping we have no technical difficulties here. But yeah, back to that Cyril Gane, Derek Lewis fight. I mean, Derek is so patient. He's very, the thing about Derek that is so underrated is his fight IQ. Mm-hmm. And I always say Derek's like an accidental genius, right? He's one of those guys that he's just funny by being himself.
Yeah.
And he says things that go viral just by being himself. He's not putting on an act. We saw a lot of people, after Conor became as big as he was, try to sort of follow that playbook and be Conor. And it was just a bit disingenuous. Derek Lewis is one of those people that he is just unapologetically himself.
Yeah.
He's unapologetically hilarious. And I think he'd be a great champion. I quite frankly, and I know it's skewed because we train with him and see him all the time, but I think he's a tough matchup for Ngannou because Ngannou is very athletic. Both of them are extraordinarily powerful.
Yeah.
But Ngannou tends to come with big looping strikes. And Derek loves to kind of wait back, bide his time, and just find that kill shot, find that off switch. Here's the results here, guys. Let's see. Looks like we're going to have a split decision. So Macy Barber. Wow, that's a bit surprising.
That seems like a bit of
I had Maverick winning that 2-1
miscalculation.
But I guess that onslaught at the end there was enough. I'm assuming that the judges scored it rounds 2 and 3 for Barber. Let's hear what she says here, guys.
Did you get everything you expected from Miranda Maverick? I got everything more. I definitely knew that we were going to do faster.
Nice outside leg trip there on the highlights. Good elbows in the clinch. Yeah, I think it was the end of that third round where the last minute of the third round is where the fight was really won because it looks like the judges that scored it for Macy gave her the second round and then the third was very close and she just kind of pulled it away there. I still think Maverick did enough to win that fight, but
opinion,
looks like in the comments we're seeing some Miranda Maverick. Yep. Wow. Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, that was I had her winning first round and second round clearly. And Macy, no matter what you do, unless you finish the person in the third round, you don't win extra points for winning a round. Unless you get a 10-8 or a 10-7, that's the only way to swing and win one round versus two. I feel like the UFC is trying to push people like Macy Barber, and sometimes that can kind of weigh in the judging. But yeah. I don't know.
Nick, we got a great comment. So it's Son Bufio. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm from Germany, so I have to be awake all the time for UFC. But with you guys, two people who share an opinion often, it's easier. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Son. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being in our live stream, and welcome all the way from Germany. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's so cool. There's literally people from like multiple continents and all over countries all over the world. So we're really happy to have you guys. It's kind of cool that we're able to connect with y'all on this kind of level and meet new friends and chat with people. And I don't know, it's an interesting thing. The world's a crazy place. People always complain about technology, but I find it to be a pretty fascinating thing that is really great for bringing us together. So the UFC is one thing we have in common, and now we get to chat about it for several hours tonight while we wait for this main event.
Yeah, look at Macy. She was visibly emotional after that decision was read, and that was a tough fight. I mean, either way you slice it, I think Maverick did enough to win, but yeah, either way, won. Macy was very emotional. Clearly, really wanted this win back. I mean, like I said, at 23 years old, shouldering the pressure of saying that she's going to be the youngest champion ever, which now we know is not going to be the case. If you start to make lofty predictions and then you start to rattle off a few losses, that really things can start to unravel for you very quickly. So a win like that was big for her.
Yeah, and I feel like she was extra emotional because she didn't fully believe that she had done enough to win. You want to make sure you get the victory. You can't leave it in the judge's hands. So
So-
Miranda could have done a little bit more, but I definitely had her up 2-1 clearly on that one.
Jules said, "Tell the judges I think they are all goldfish brained." If you send me a direct line to the judges table, I'll call them right now and tell them, Jules. Thank you.
Do you guys disagree or agree that all the judges and the referees should have to go to the post-fight press conference and explain themselves when there's a ridiculous sort of call or a early stoppage? I feel like it would definitely hold them more accountable. I feel like they're allowed to just do whatever they want, and if they could give us a rhyme and a reason to why they chose the way they did, I could live with that. But the fact that they just disappear into the night, it feels a little bit weird.
I think they should have to stand and speak for themselves and explain.
They got the fighters in there, concussed and bloody, and they're like, make sure you turn your Monster Energy drink to face the camera and go talk to the crowd for 20 minutes. But we're just gonna duck out the back.
Yeah. So we got let's see here. Katrina Yuki, is this a long-term thing? Live reactions, question mark. I think so. Yeah. I mean, let us know in the comments. Do you guys like this type of content? Literally, when we started this channel, we wanted to put out the best content for you guys that we could. So whatever you enjoy, normally we do short clips that are, we recap fights, we predict fights, we talk about technique. But now that we're over 1,000 subscribers, we have the ability to kind of do some of these things in these live streams. So we figured, why not? I mean, Nick and I literally, we don't live together, but we get together every fight card. So we figured, why not turn the cameras on?
Yeah, it looks like we got Malaysia representing hard over here. That's awesome. Another part of the world getting 8
a.m. Sunday morning. Awesome. Yeah. That's amazing.
I never wake up that early.
And then Katrina Yuki, Sweden here. Nice. I love Sweden. When was it? When did we go to Sweden? It's been over 10 years now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I want to go back. We're due for another trip.
We were in Stockholm, and I stayed. I was playing some USA Select AAA hockey as a kid. That was my sport, and I lived in for like 2 weeks with a family, and I think the town or the neighborhood was called like Huddinge. It was like Huddinge. And my brother and my dad, they stayed at the Globe. Y'all stayed at the Globe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was a hotel, the Globe Stadium right there.
Stadium, yeah.
Good memory, Nick.
Yeah, and I played. So that was the team that let us stay with them, and we shared a bunch of memories, and we learned all about their culture. We were there for about 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so it was cool. A lot of fun.
Truly some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. The Swedes,
I still think about the breakfast. They used to make me this breakfast in Sweden every morning. And the kid that was my age, Jacob, he liked to eat yogurt in the morning. But the dad of the family knew that I wasn't really into just eating yogurt. So every morning it was sausages and eggs and meats and bacons and toast and butter and all this awesome stuff, and he whipped me up great breakfast every day, and yeah, it was a really awesome place. I'd love to go back to Sweden someday.
So Robin Genro says, depends on the ref, but these judges, some of them have to be on crack because crack is whack. Yo, these judges be whack. I agree with you.
I hear you, Robin.
I think you're right. I really do, all joking aside, I'm for the live scoring. I think after the end of each round that they should disclose, how they scored that round. And then I think there should be some transparency after the fact where they say the reason we scored the round this way was for these reasons. And maybe there's a reasonable explanation for some of these, but I think a lot of them, it's just a lack of understanding of certain positions and what's, certain things that are causing damage or when some fighters having an advantageous positions. Oh, look, Huddinge. Yeah, looks like Katrina answered you, Nick. So I guess you may have said it right.
Huddinge. Yeah, I'm probably botching the pronunciation, but that was the word. I remember that was how you spelled the word. It was a great little area, We got to explore it a pretty good bit. I was young. I was a teenager, but it was a lot of fun. I remember they took us to like a go-kart place.
Yeah, that was a really nice trip.
It was a really awesome time. Gutenberg. Okay, I've never been to Gutenberg, but I'd love to come back there. Maybe one day if we come out to Stockholm or we come out to Sweden in general, we'll have to link up. And I'd love to go back and see the same places that I saw, and then of course explore some more. I remember we saw like the guards. Though I had a couple of days where I was able to go out in downtown Stockholm and like we saw the guards. They did there was some sort of thing that they did. They kind of like the British
kind of like the changing of the guard in England. Yeah,
the changing of the guards. Yeah, really an awesome place.
Here's a good question. San Buffio, what are your dream fights? For example, mine would be Nate versus Ferguson at 165 with 10 rounds and no doctor stoppage.
I love the way you think.
I can't beat that one. I don't even know if I want to propose one after. That's such a good one. But
I've actually thought of that exact same fight. Not all the other stipulations on it, but Nate and Ferg, any way you can get them two together.
Yeah.
I think if Nate and Connor fight next, or actually, Connor's gone for so long. I think if Nate wants to stay active, they should put him in there with Tony. Because a win over Tony still does legitimize you.
Yeah.
And Nate's probably willing to fight somebody like Tony's a little weird, but he's a gangster nonetheless.
Yeah.
I think Nate would appreciate him and respect him enough to give him a fight. It would be a pretty big fight, and it would have to be another one of those. I feel like Nate Diaz's fights from here on out are going to be 5 rounds, even though they're not going to be championship fights or main events.
Yeah.
But Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler, the Diaz brothers are making history again because that's a 5-round fight, not for a title.
Yeah.
And I think Nate Diaz's next one, and Tony obviously can go 5 rounds. So
it's funny, and it seems crazy because now we have the unified rules and MMA is a mainstream sport. But there used to be a day when there were no rounds, there were no weight classes. And I'm certainly not proposing that you bring that back, but it's not uncommon in jiu-jitsu because there's 17,000 different jiu-jitsu rule sets that you can compete under, which largely makes it a confusing sport at times. But there is a rule set by which it's a no time limit submission only. That fight could last 2 hours. And I know when you're talking about pay-per-view and primetime TV and streaming and all that the UFC is operating on now, it's really kind of hard to do that. But a no time limit finish only fight between Nate and Tony might be about the best fight that you could ever make. Yeah. No rounds. If somebody's in a triangle on the ground, they can't get saved by the bell. They got to either fight their way out of it or tap. Yeah. A no time limit finish only MMA fight similar to a jiu-jitsu match between those two would be about as good as it gets.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of fun fights. I'll throw a couple at you. I would love to see if Connor can get back and healthy and back to on track. I think he'll want to probably take his next fight at 170, and I'd love to see him in there with Gamebred because it's one of the biggest fights the UFC could possibly make. Another one I'd love to see stylistically because I think it would probably be kind of equal, right? Would be Wonder Boy versus Adesanya. Now, if I'm way off on that and you guys think Adesanya would mop the floor with him, let me know. But I feel like it would be the highest level striking match you could possibly see in the UFC. And then, of course, if Volkanovski's able to keep beating everybody that they put in front of him, I want to see Triple C come back and try to make it Quadruple C and try to take that 145 title because he might be the guy that could take it from Volkanovski.
It's weird. Volkanovski's so good, but I feel like there's certain people that match up well with him, and Triple C might be one of them.
For sure, Adesanya would kill Wonder Boy. Oh man, that hurts me to hear. But yeah, I would definitely bet on Adesanya to win that fight. But their striking is very good, both of them, and neither of them are Adesanya's got the power, but usually he's knocking out guys that are running towards him. Wonder Boy doesn't really run towards you in a reckless way, and Adesanya doesn't either. So I think it would be a technical for sure. Masterpiece.
So Jules said, I thought Connor Tony would work because Dariush destroyed Ferguson's knee, and I thought their recoveries could kind of line up, but apparently Tony is already fine. I mean, Tony was probably fine that night. Tony's just one of those crazy guys. Like,
Yeah.
who gets heel hooked and doesn't tap? Like he's just that armbar that he was in. I mean, the Tony Ferguson. You literally, I think chokes are the only submissions that work on Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
You literally have to put him to sleep, or he ain't tapping.
Such a monster.
For sure. Jules, I agree. For sure, Adesanya would kill Wonder Boy. And I hate to say that because I love both of them, honestly. I would hope for a good fight, but I think it would be kind of lopsided. Katrina, if Conor returns, he should fight Tony. Tony's wanted to fight for a long time, and then Conor actually has a chance to win. That's I'd love to see that, but that's like a tough fight for Conor.
Yeah.
Because Tony is super tough to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And, Tony's going all the rounds, however many it may be. And I think those two would be a 5-round main event.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't see Conor knocking him out, certainly not submitting him. And I think so that fight would go to the later rounds, and you might start to see Tony take charge in rounds 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I definitely think that could be a trouble fight for McGregor. McGregor could win it, but Tony's hard to finish. And then we know McGregor doesn't have the greatest gas tank in the world.
Yeah. Joey Cruz, do you guys think Adesanya and Till will ever fight? Yeah, for sure.
They will.
They want to fight each other. Darren Till just needs to get a nice signature win, good finish or something like that, and that fight will happen.
The world just needs to align for them, and it'll happen. Eventually, Adesanya is going to run through everybody at 185 again, and then it's going to be Darren's turn. But the UFC definitely sees Darren as a big star, and I for all the right reasons. He's a great guy for the sport. And I think he'd be a decent fight. I think Adesanya would get him out of there and finish him, but it would be a fun fight for sure. You know what is another fight I'd love to see, and it would be a crossover fight. But they've said it could happen, and one of the guys, the most difficult to get to the table, has already agreed to it, which is Tyson Fury coming over to fight for the heavyweight title. If it's Francis or if it's Derek. That would be awesome because Francis and Derek don't really go for takedowns.
Wouldn't it be funny to talk about a grappling advantage and the people you're talking about be Francis and Derek?
Yeah, exactly. And they obviously have it, but they love to swang and bang. Francis would probably try to stand and box with them, and I don't know how well that would go. I mean, Tyson's knocking everybody out with 8-ounce gloves on.
Yeah, I think the kicks, elbows, and the range might play a serious factor. I mean, I would obviously and also the rules that I think Tyson said it might be a boxing match in the cage with the little gloves is kind of, I think, the quote that he said. So,
which is basically what it would be anyway.
Yeah. But I think if you add the kicks and some knees and elbows, that would change things a bit. So, guys, just so you know where we are on time, the Elkins fight is just about to start. Damage.
It's on.
Love Darren Elkin, but truly one of the worst tattoos in all of MMA.
It's one of the wildest.
That's a bold move to get the damage tattooed right across your chest like that. Andrew Palchuk, I want to see Gaethje fight again. Me too, man.
Gaethje
Who doesn't?
Chandler's the fight to make.
Yeah, we got to see. And we know where Gaethje is. He's with Whitman and Usman and those guys. Thug Rose.
There's actually a little bit of legs to that situation right now because Chandler came out and said he's called out Gaethje over 100 times since he's been in the UFC, and he hasn't been in the UFC that long. And Gaethje came out and said, "You are slandering my name," which is an aggressive word. Chael Sonnen did a number on it. You probably want to go check that video out because it's very good. But after these fights tonight, go watch that because
Menners looks like he's locking up an arm in guillotine here. He landed a good leg kick there in the beginning.
Most people go with the jersey tat straight across the shoulder blades, but he went with the jersey last name right across the right up and down the spine. So
Darren's working a single leg. He's out of the guillotine.
That's tight.
Oh no! Wow.
Yeah.
He's out. Yeah.
Darren
nice
Elkins
attempt there, but
about it,
sometimes you can hold on to those attempts a little bit too long, and you end up in a disadvantageous position.
Yeah. Elkins does need a win bad here.
Yeah, for sure. Andrew Elkins needs a win.
If not, we might see him in bare knuckle. He seems like the kind of guy that would wind up over there.
Yeah. How about that bare knuckle? Did any of you guys watch bare knuckle last night? I did. It was it's like the train wreck that
the promoter got in a fight.
It was insane. Like Blueface. I don't know if you guys know who Blueface is.
Yeah,
I certainly didn't before last night, but
He's got some
apparently
here's
submission
the
attempt
armbar
here
on
by
Darren. This is not looking good. He's got the arm. Oh, he's got stacked.
great defensive jiu-jitsu by Elkin here.
Yeah, especially this early.
Being
they're not
smart,
sweaty.
escaping, ending up on top.
This is the guy with the tattoo of the guitar on his leg, Minner.
Son Buffio, honestly, it needs to be imagine unanswered leg kicks from Ngannou. You cannot take a lot of them for sure. No, I mean, Tyson Fury's never been leg kicked in his life. He's probably been in a few bare knuckle scraps in his his life. But
he's trained with Darren Till. Maybe they're keeping it all under wraps. He's been working with the MMA squad for all this time now.
Yeah, you never know. Jules Page, LMAO. Yeah, I mean, poor Paige. She can't find a win in bare knuckle. She can't find a win anywhere these days. And
Paige Van Salty.
Yeah,
she
I know
was
she's
not
getting
happy.
paid, so I don't feel too bad for her. But
Eventually, she's just going to move straight into the OnlyFans.
yeah, I mean, it was on the mat last night. The pagefansant.com or whatever it is.
Wow.
But it was bare knuckle is quite the show.
No.
Yeah.
Another guillotine attempt for Minner on Darren, and it looks like
Nice.
he keeps getting relatively close to these, but Darren keeps fighting out of them. Uh-oh, now he's got it. Nope. He's out. He wants this guillotine. This guy's
Good defense by Elkin.
Yeah, Elkin's doing.
He's ended up he's on bottom this time. He ended up on top when he escaped those, a couple of them.
Yeah.
By now, Elkins knows that's exactly what he wants, so he's first to defend it. Uh-oh. See, from right here, he should go for that knee bar.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, he just tied up the leg.
Oh.
He tied up. Darren Elkins has Minner's leg.
Yeah.
Oh, here
yeah.
comes some
And that's the
heavy
problem with
shots
the
from
leg
top.
locks. Sometimes they require both hands, and
You
you better really be in good position if you want to pull a leg lock off in MMA, because
you gotta
unlike
create-
jiu-jitsu, you can get punched in the face when you grab somebody's leg with both
You
hands.
got to create the distance. It looks like Elkins is bleeding from the ear, which is never a good thing. Hopefully, it's the cauliflower portion and not the eardrum.
Yeah. Oh, Nick, Joey Cruz, what do you guys think of Chad Mendez coming back? He's been posting training videos and he looks great. He looks jacked.
Love to see it.
And
I
his
heard he won-
boxing looks really good. I mean, his boxing looks better than it did before. As Connor said, he was like a wrestler with an overhand before, but he certainly doesn't appear to be that anymore.
I think I think Chad wants to do boxing. I think
Yeah.
there's some fun super fights for Chad. I think there's some
You know what I'm blown away by, speaking of boxing, and we need to do a video on this, is the fact that Logan Paul is the betting favorite against Anderson Silva.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
anybody that thinks Anderson Silva just mopped up Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
In his
so
hometown.
in his hometown. I mean, if you think that, so by definition, you think that not only would Logan Paul defeat Anderson Silva, but he would defeat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who went to decision with Canelo. So I think that's a bit far-fetched,
Yeah, if you like to bet
to
on
say
fights,
the least.
you like
Yeah.
to bet on fights, go put money on
Yeah, if you ever want
Anderson.
an underdog, that's a sure thing. Anderson Silva.
Silva's beaten everybody in MMA that you could possibly name.
I say that, and then the Paul brothers always come back to bite me in the ass. So
Logan hasn't won a fight yet.
that's
Nate-
true, but I
Nate
thought he was
has
going to
won
get
about
knocked out
3.
by Floyd.
Yeah, well, I mean, he should have.
Jules,
That was
who's
great.
Logan beat?
Nobody.
Nobody. If you ask
Oh.
Brendan Schaub, he beat he beat Floyd Mayweather.
Well, yeah, I mean, he technically did. Floyd should have finished him. For him to go all 8 rounds or whatever they did was ridiculous. But he is 0-2 or so as a boxer.
I think he's 0-2. Yeah,
0-2, and then he has one draw. I guess,
the Floyd
because
one didn't count, right? That was an
I guess that's the
exhibition.
draw,
Yeah,
right? That's-
or I don't even think it affects the record at all.
Yeah,
but I don't think there's any
Jake
way
is
of
the
knowing.
only one that's won anything between the two of them.
Darren wearing it a little bit on the face there. He looks a bit tired. He did a lot of fighting out of submissions in that first round.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, guys, we're just starting round 2 here now.
All right, Minner shot in for a takedown within the first 5 seconds, and he got it. They're up against the fence. He's got both legs trapped, and Darren's now punching.
Darren's
him.
trying to frame his face and push away.
Yeah,
It looks like Minner's objective in this fight is to submit Darren.
yeah.
But
All right, here comes the
Darren's got a
guillotine
guillotine
attempt for
attempt of
Darren,
his
though.
own now. He's got to get his legs out,
Yeah,
though,
he's
in
not
order to
gonna-
secure it.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
All right, he's got a high guillotine though.
Oh wow!
Arm out
Oh
guillotine.
wow!
Yeah,
Now
he's
he's
gonna-
good,
no.
good roll there by Minner.
Yeah,
I thought Elkin was going to go to mount there for a second.
he had it tight for a second. All right, he got both of his hooks in now. Minner got actually nope.
One hook in.
My depth
On
is
the
playing
back.
with me.
Let's see. Looks like he's got an arm pinned behind the back of Elkin, and he's going to try to use that to come up on top here.
There's some cool jujitsu exchanges happening.
Yeah, this is a
fight.
great grappling fight.
Yeah.
There've been some good submission attempts and then some good escapes. Let's see here. Katrina Gustafson is getting roasted in the comments on his latest IG picture. He's starting to look really old. LMAO. Yeah, I mean, he's been in some wars. I love Gustafson. I think he's a great
another
fighter.
submission, another
Yep.
guillotine attempt for
Here we
Minners,
go.
and it looks like
Looks like he wants
that.
that arm in guillotine.
Yeah. Man, see the sweatier these guys. Oh, and now another guillotine for Elkins. This is just the fight of the guillotine, man. You can tell what these two guys' favorite submission is.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, now we've got half mount for Darren Elkins. He's holding him down up against the cage, and he might be moving into a head and arm choke. If he can climb over the
Or if
cage-
you're Islam Makhachev, you just finish it from right there.
right.
I was literally in the middle watching that fight against Drew Dober. I said, you can't finish a head and arm from that position, and then
He's
I
got
was
a
proven wrong.
All right, Elkins has
Wow.
Minner in a crucifix. He's trapped the arm on both sides, and he's got a free hand to punch the face freely.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, he's gonna have to. Minner's got to do something here.
yeah, the ref might end up stopping this because he's taking countless shots.
Elkin's done a great job of trapping that. Oh, but
He got
looks
both
like
arms
Minner got
out.
his arm out now. We still got a long time to go. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the second round here. Zach Gallegos. Let's see here. Did you guys accidentally just put a mirror behind you so we could watch the TV backwards? Sorry, Zach. I don't have a mirror, man. I'm certainly not one that would fit right behind me to hit the TV.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be cool.
So I don't know what Gustafson's getting.
Dana
roasted
might
for.
log on and shut our live stream down.
Yeah. Uncle Dana Pink.
37 years old for Elkin. Wow, he's had kind of a very quietly impressive career, hasn't he? I mean, never really got past the gatekeeper status, but
Ground
but a
strikes is
tough guy.
110 for Elkins to 20 for Minner.
yeah, Minner's trying to hold on to the end of this. Oh wow,
All
this
right,
could be
it's
it
a
here.
Crucifix again.
Yeah.
He's punching him without getting any defense. Yeah,
Yeah, Elkin could be about to finish this one.
The refs let
Minner's
it go,
gotten back
but
to his side.
Yeah. Some refs would stop that.
Looks like Elkin's creeping to the back here. He's got almost 90 seconds to work.
The ground and
yeah.
pound is pretty wild right now.
I don't think Minner's going to get out of this round. Yeah, he's kind of
He's
just covered
shelled
up now.
Stop the fight.
Yep, they're going to stop it.
He's going to stop the
Yep.
fight. He's
They're in the
just trying-
damage,
yeah.
causing some damage. Fight stop, TKO, ground and pound,
It's-
1 minute,
it's not a
12
damage-
seconds left.
It's not
Yeah,
a damage fight if he doesn't show up
That's
covered in blood, spitting that,
Andrew Palechick, do you guys follow any other sports besides MMA? That's a great question. Yeah, I love sports in general. I don't know enough about other sports to try to like commentate on them or give my take on them, but I love American football. I love basketball. Obviously, my favorite sport by a long shot is MMA. And then my two, I guess you could say, that are tied for second would be boxing and sport jiu-jitsu, and then everything else kind of falls afterwards. But I love sports in general. I'm actually kind of geared up for the Olympics. I want to watch some of the judo and the boxing and the wrestling that's going to take place. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Muay Thai just got I don't know what the technical term is, but Muay Thai has been given the green light to become an Olympic sport. So I think that's pretty cool. I love watching Muay Thai fights, and I think One Championship has done a great job of doing these kind of hybrid cards where they have these great Muay Thai matches in the cage. They've got some jiu-jitsu matches. Jules said tennis tonight. Nice. I have to check that out. Yeah, I like the Olympics, man. How about you?
Tennis is good. Yeah, I'm a fan of the Olympics. The sprinting is cool. Some of the other all the combat sports are pretty cool. You know, I don't really know a ton of the ins and outs of the rules of like judo and stuff, but I know when I see a great throw, or in wrestling when I see a good takedown or a pin or something, I like it. And then obviously the boxing, it's a completely different sport because it's a completely different rule set than professional boxing.
Right.
But I like it. And as far as like team sports, by far my favorite team sport is hockey. Not even close.
Oh, I can't believe I left that out. Yeah.
Not even close in a second for anything. But way down the list is when the other team sports start. And I guess live, I don't mind watching basketball, but in a live setting, I can't watch it on TV. It's just not entertaining enough. And then
when James Harden was here in Houston, that was some of the most entertaining basketball ever.
Yeah, and
we used to go to the games.
The
and
team was a 3-point shooting team, and so they were always just draining threes, so the crowd would go wild. But like MMA is so interesting, and it can switch at the very last second, and everything is always so like intense the entire time. Football is 5 seconds of play, and then 1 minute, 2 minutes worth of nothing. And I just my brain has been adapted to enjoy things that are like quicker and more stimulating for the entire duration. So I can't really even sit through a soccer
MMA
game
ruined every other sport.
Yeah, but I'm
it's
totally
so
fine
exciting.
with it.
That was a great win for Elkin. That was and he was in a lot of submission attempts. He was in some danger in that first round.
Oh, Clarissa Shields. What do you think about Clarissa Shields in the first MMA fight?
Oh, that's a great question. Let me put that up on the screen.
Yeah.
What do you think about? I think that Clarissa Shields has a long way to go to be a really high-level MMA fighter, but I think I respect the fact that a boxer came over to MMA. It's always the other way around. A lot of these YouTube boxers and people who box in general call out MMA fighters, but hey, you got to do it under my rule set, which is a very limited rule set. So I respect the fact that Clarissa decided to come over and try her hand at MMA. Obviously, her hands are lightning fast. She's got a long way to go on the ground. She's got a long way to go with her wrestling and just even overall striking game with the kicks and the checks and the feints with the legs and all of that. But I think she can do it, and I think she's just a tough person because she was dominated in those first 2 rounds. I mean, absolutely dominated. And then she was able to pull out the win in the 3rd round. And I think some people just have this undeniable, they'll win at all costs. And I think Clarissa Shields is that type of person.
Yeah.
That's a great question, though.
Yeah, Darren Elkins is saying you might be more athletic than me. You might have all the muscles or skills in the world, but you're not as tough as me. And I come in here and break people. So he's got 15 wins in the featherweight division, second only to Max Holloway. So there's a little tidbit, a little fun fact.
Good for him, man.
Know.
The
He's
damage.
Been here for so long.
Oh, wow. Wants to fight in October.
I love that.
That's cool. Yeah, it's fun because you see a guy at 37 years old that puts on exciting fights, that's got all this pull with the company that says, look, I'm not fighting for a title anytime soon, but let's make exciting matchups, ones that the fans want to see. I want to get back in there in October. I like that. So I'll be looking forward to Elkin's next fight.
Oh, man.
I think we got a great question here. Who would give, from Son Buffier, who would give Usman the biggest problem? What do you guys think? After all, it's probably Conor, because I feel like nobody has more than a puncher's chance against Usman. Yeah, this may sound crazy, but Nick, I'm going to go Khamzat Chimaev. I think Khamzat Chimaev at 170, and I know he's still got a hell of a lot to prove. He needs to come and get a couple of signature wins, but the way he fights, he's very grappling heavy. I think it would make for some really interesting exchanges against the cage, work jockeying for takedowns. But Khamzat proved, and he took on Gerald Mearschart at 185 pounds and starched him with the first punch. Yeah. So Khamzat clearly has, and that's a tough veteran that he knocked out. So Khamzat clearly has punching power. So call me crazy, but I'm going Khamzat Chimaev. But I still would, with a caveat, I would pick Usman to win that fight if I were giving predictions. But I would say Khamzat's the best bet.
Yeah, I like what Jules said.
And Colby's a close second.
GSP might be the best option, but he might not be. He might be too old, have the styles of too old of a fighter. Colby Covington, that was the best fight I've seen in a long time. Colby versus Kamaru, and that one has to happen
Yep.
again.
And I think no fight in history has been rewritten more than that fight. I mean, that fight, in my opinion, was 2-2 going into the 5th round, and Usman did what he had to do to win the fight. But to say that Usman just kicked his ass is just make believe, and that kind of seems to be the narrative there. I mean, Usman definitely did what he had to do to win the fight, but there was enough done in the first one where I would like to see that one again.
Oh, you have to, yeah. I'd love to see that. I don't know. I thought maybe if Khabib stuck around and fought again and maybe moved to 170, that would be the most difficult fight for Usman.
We got Brussels in the chat. Hey, Brussels, how are you? Thanks for joining the live. What time is it over there?
What? How do you say your name? Bahe Dean Ruas?
Yeah, Nick and I are horrible with names. We can barely pronounce American names, so so we apologize, guys. But yeah, let's see who we got next here.
Yeah, GSP would be a good one, a super fight. Kamaru eventually is just going to wipe through everybody, and he could very well become the Amanda Nunes of male fighters and be the most dominant fighter. If you ask me who the best skill for skill MMA fighter on the planet is right now, I think Kamaru Usman's the one. He's the most complete fighter, and with Khabib gone, I think he's the most dominant fighter. So
yeah, and you see Katrina
2:35 a.m.
Wow, nice. Up late. I like it.
Man.
Hamzat poses a greater threat than Colby. Hamzat's very fast and hits harder. I definitely agree Hamzat hits harder.
Yeah.
But Colby is a really, really tough. And I think that's probably true. I think Hamzat probably does possess a little bit more pop in his punches and maybe a little bit more aggressive, tenacious sort of fighting style. So I tend to agree with you there. But I think Colby Usman too will be a good fight, although I'm picking Usman as my early prediction to win that fight.
Yeah, he's just making statements these days, finishing everybody.
Thanks for the salute. Of course. Thank you for joining the live. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Never been to Brussels, but I love the Sprouts.
That's right. I heard it. I've seen some maybe it was Somebody Feed Phil, that show on Netflix, remember the food show? I think they went to Brussels.
Wow.
I can't remember, but I know I've seen something on Netflix. It looks like a beautiful place. I'd love to
check it out.
Go there. So next, guys, we got Kyler Phillips versus Raulian Pavia. Who do you guys have in this one? Let us know in the comments. This is going to be a good fight, I think.
Oh, Son Buffio says, I think skill for skill, Valentina is number one. You know what? You might be right. Her stand-up is incredible, especially compared to the other girls that she competes against. And her ground game and her takedowns and her trips and stuff are proving to be just as dominant as everything else that she does.
Yeah, for sure. Valentina, she's just good all around. She's got the thing about Valentina that's gotten scary lately is we know her as this incredible Muay Thai striker, and her just a lethal striking game. But then when she goes against a girl that is a jiu-jitsu ace, she makes a point by submitting her. Yeah. If she goes against a girl that's a wrestler, she makes a point of taking her down. It's almost like a win is not good enough for Valentina anymore. She wants to beat you at your own game at this point.
Yeah. That's part of the reason I'm for sure picking Amanda Nunes to beat Juliana Pena. I mean, Valentina submitted her with an armbar from the bottom, and Valentina was well undersized for 135 and isn't the grappler that Amanda is, and doesn't have the power either. So I think Amanda's going to clean up Juliana Pena.
We're seeing TJ on the screen here looking good with the beard.
Yeah.
Crypto.com. You know the thing, Nick, I don't get this whole crypto.com deal. The weigh-ins with the shirts on, it was a miss for me. I kind of like it when I like the Venom, I like the uniforms there, but I don't know about this whole crypto.com thing.
I don't care about the crypto thing, but I don't like the fact that they don't take their shirts off for the fight, for the weigh-ins and for the stare down. That's the most important thing. We want to see how sucked in the fighter is, how in shape they are.
Yeah.
Taking off the shirt, seeing the six-pack, seeing the biceps, as crazy as that sounds, it does a lot for us viewers, and I wish they would just go back to it.
Yeah. Connor just took a hard pass on that when he fought. Came out in the Gucci shorts and no t-shirts.
Yeah, well, there's some incentive.
He doesn't need the endorsement money, so
the $5,000 crypto's going to give them. Now, if they're giving away Bitcoin, maybe there's a
Yeah.
different story. But I don't think they're doing.
All right, so I guess this will be the co-main event of the evening.
Tyler Phillips.
Yeah.
Kid's got some hair. Oh, Pavia is coming up from
from flyweight. Yeah, I thought he was a flyweight. I said, what's this fight at bantamweight? But this will be interesting. How many of you guys are picking Sandhagen, and how many are picking TJ?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? And for the TJ people, how does he get it done? And then same question for the Sandhagen folks. Let us know in the comments. You know what, we're seeing a lot of 25ers come up. We saw that with Matt Schnell here in Houston, and also a guy that pops into Main Street Muay Thai from time to time. But I think you're going to see a lot of crossover between 25 and 35 in the next couple of years. I mean, I think Davison coming up to 35 makes sense. He looks like an emaciated skeleton at the weigh-ins. I don't know how he even gets to the scale, to be honest with you, but I think you're going to see a lot of, and you got him probably coming up. You got Cody coming down. So it's going to be interesting to see what, crossover fights are made at 25 and 35. Because I think a lot of those guys largely are the same size.
Yeah. I think if Cody goes down and takes the belt down there, which will be very tough, but if he does, that division is just going to get even more red hot than it is.
I am such a big fan of Brandon Moreno.
Me too.
And he is now, I don't know if you saw this, Nick, but he's with Eddie Reynoso and Team Canelo doing some boxing. So, if you want to work on your boxing, there's truly, truly no better team to work with than Team Canelo and the Reynoso family. Yeah. And so I love to see that because I feel like MMA can become a massive sport in Mexico. Yeah. Fight sports are huge there. I mean, Mexican boxing is some of the most revered boxing in the history of the sport. Yeah. And it's such a big sport down there. I think that we're going to see some really big stars, MMA guys coming out of Mexico in the next decade or so.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got Son says Sandhagen in knockout in under 3 rounds. Nice pick. Good bold call there. I like that.
I got TJ winning, but I think it's either an early finish or a decision. It's one of those.
Yeah.
But Sandhagen can definitely win this fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The training room stories to me are what's really interesting. TJ, some people saying that they sparred and they had to be separated because Sandhagen was beating the hell out of TJ, and then TJ had to, he was preparing for a title fight, so they didn't want to zap his confidence. But I just find that extremely hard to believe when TJ was the UFC champion and Sandhagen was an up-and-comer on the regional circuit at that time, presumably. I mean, there's always 3 sides to every story, right? Your side, my side, and the truth.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the truth actually is there, because maybe TJ was weight cutting. It was the last week. Maybe he was supposed to be kind of flowing, and Sandhagen may have gone a bit too hard. Yeah. Who really knows what the case was? But it'd be interesting to find out more about that.
Yeah.
Guys, we've gone 1 hour and 12 minutes. Thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate it.
Y'all are the best. We love talking about fights. So whether the cameras are rolling and you guys are here or not, we're doing the same thing when we watch these fights. But we do definitely appreciate you guys being here, and we'd rather spend this time with you guys, even if it is virtual. It would be more fun if we could all get together and watch these, at a restaurant or something. But we'll do with this what we can for the time being.
This is literally what Nick and I do every Saturday without the cameras rolling. We're both sitting in these seats watching the same TV. So it's literally, this is a Saturday night for Nick and I with the cameras rolling.
Yeah, one day if we get the channel big enough, we'll start doing live in person Barnhill watch parties.
Yeah, there we go.
Barnhill Brother watch parties, and it's welcome, free to the public for you guys to come join us, and then we can just talk fights. We'll still live stream it, but you guys can come join us here as well. Yeah, Houston's a great place.
This is going to be a good fight here. Yeah. So this is another Contender Series guy, Pavia. This is going to be a good fight. It's a very quick fight. I'm looking to see a lot of quick striking exchanges here.
Of course, they're probably very fast.
Any other predictions here, guys? We got Sons picking Sandhagen. Anybody? Any other main event predictions?
American Gangster and Tito. Yeah, that was awesome. That was such a great one. You know, some of the lines Chael said were so funny in that.
Yeah, that
Especially the one, when they did it in Bellator, it was not that long ago. So Chael was really in like his fullest form. You know, his trash talking has only gotten better and is still getting better. Like he's in his prime right now. And when he was going with Tito, and Tito's just such a good heavy bag for Chael to just beat up on, because he can't hang with him at all, and he sets himself up for these jokes, and then Chael just hits him out of the park every time he tries to throw something back at Chael. So yeah, that was one of my favorite. Conor McGregor before the UFC in New York City for the 155 strap. That was him in rare form. You got the who the fook is that guy?
Yeah.
You got the fan asking questions. Why you talking bleep, to Eddie Alvarez, and he looked like $1 million. He told everybody up there that they're in suits because of him. And if you go back and watch that one, it was really a thing of beauty. But Chael Sonnen's for sure the greatest, and that one against Tito that's one of the best rivalries in all of sport.
Yeah, for sure. And Tito's such a mark. So and that's the thing with trash talk. You have to know who your opponent is, because it can be a miss, right? The Conor Khabib thing was just a total miss, because you have to have some parity and some back and forth.
Yeah.
And Tito's was the perfect one for that situation.
Yeah, those Dagestani guys, they don't play with jokes like that. Like their sense of humor, you couldn't take them to just a comedy club, and they wouldn't find it very funny.
Nice prediction. We got our friend from Brussels, TJ, 3rd round KO. Nice, I like it. I'm going TJ as well, but I think I could easily be wrong.
Chael's YouTube channel is my favorite channel on YouTube besides the Barnhill Brothers. So I watch all those. I
like his channel better than ours, actually.
Yeah, I think I do too. We'll get there one day, but Uncle Chael is the GOAT.
He's kind of the measuring stick.
Undefeated.
Nice kick there, followed up by two really straight.
Fight's about to be over.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyler Phillips is coming out crazy.
Look at the spin. I told you this was going to be a fast fight.
Spinning like a tornado.
But Pavia staying in there, trying to land that straight.
I think this guy coming up from flyweight might be a little bit undersized.
Yeah, Kyler does. Look, he reminds me of Keith Thurman a bit with the braids.
Yeah. It's weird that Phillips has the speed advantage being the bigger guy naturally, but he definitely does. You can see his motions in and out are very, very high level.
But as we saw with the opening fight, with Yanez getting the win, Phillips can't just do a full round of spinning, kicking, moving, and then gas himself out for the second, because Pavia is a tough guy. He might make it through, and then Phillips, if he expends all of his energy, could be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a low blow there for a second.
Oh, he just got knocked down. Paiva just got a takedown, a knockdown, followed by grabbing the back, and now they're back on their feet. But Kyler's going to have to deal with this Paiva fella on his back right now.
Oh wow,
great.
nice reversal there.
Nice reversal, moving to a single leg. They're kind of trading wrestling stances.
The last two fights have had some great grappling exchanges. So Phillips got the hands locked underneath the legs. That's
this is.
They say if you get that, almost knocked himself down with that punch there.
Yeah, Kyler's kind of showing that he's not only faster, but he's a bantamweight and he's stronger. He just kind of muscled his way right out of there. Used some good technique, but make no mistake about it, he was fully flexing his muscles when he was doing that, because he used all the strength he had. I feel like now that they've settled in, we're halfway through the first round. They're both going to settle into an aggressive style, but a more even fight. Somebody's going to get finished in this one.
Yeah, I don't see this one. Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Wow, Pavia walked right into a straight there. Looks like Phillips is trying to lock up a dart. Looked like I thought he was going to try to lock up a Dars, but he didn't lock the hand on the bicep.
Yeah. Paiva might be rocked.
Paiva
really
looking for a single
now.
here.
Yeah, he's rocked right now.
Yeah, I think Phillips with a couple of well-placed strikes. Oh, nice kick there.
Yeah. He's throwing spinning kick. Oh, he just fell on the ground.
Yeah, see, that's why the spinning stuff sometimes can be. It can look beautiful and makes for highlight reel knockouts. But
he's throwing up a triangle. I'm not going to get it.
If you miss it, you can end up on your back a lot of times, like Phillips is right now.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to go from having a guy rock to being having him in your guard.
Yeah.
He's just going to hang out for the rest of this round if he can.
Yeah, I think this is the best thing that could have happened to Pavia here because he was hurt by that shot.
I don't know if it's Pavia or Paiva, but
Paiva, yeah,
Paiva.
Probably
Paiva.
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 Our Brazilian friends at Gracie Baja will rag us for getting it
Yeah.
wrong tomorrow, I'm sure, Monday.
He just got the leg again. Okay, now they're in a – these guys are – every time they get into a grappling exchange, it's a
weird position.
You can't really explain.
Yeah.
Now that he's in side control. Before that, they were kind of just sitting next to each other.
Phillips trying to throw the leg over to guard there, but Paiva recovered well.
Yeah.
Paiva's in sort of a half guard situation right now.
Yeah.
A little ground and pound by Phillips. And
our friend Katrina Yuki, do you watch the brand new Chael Sonnen show that came out on ESPN? Whoa. Hold on. We'll come back to that. Paiva just got rocked. He's now got thrown to the ground. Kyler Phillips is laying it on him.
This is a good fight.
Yeah.
Very back and forth.
Oh, Phillips is a dog. He's reckless, but he's landing a lot. Oh.
Whoa, nice straight there by Phillips.
I think that was an elbow. I think that elbow ended up hitting him.
Wow.
Paiva's not.
Oh, yeah, Paiva might be reaching the end here.
Yeah. Even though there's 5 seconds, don't think that the ref might not step in because this is getting bad.
Yeah, Phillips.
He's good. He survived. I don't think this fight's going to go much further.
Yeah, Paiva's still on the floor.
But yeah, what were we saying about Chael's podcast or Chael's?
Oh, the new one.
Chael Sonnen.
I'm kind of bummed about the Ariel and the bad guy being gone. I don't know much about the George Serrano guy. Do you?
Well, I didn't know much about him. I've seen him before, but I will say that even though Ariel leaving and the Ariel and the bad guy was a great show, I like a show that's more centered around Chael. And this guy, Serrano, he just kind of feeds Chael softballs, and Chael just knocks him out of the park. And I really like it. So I watched 1 or 2 episodes the other day, and I'm a big fan. So let us know if you guys have watched the Chael Sonnen show. If you haven't, definitely check it out because he's always just giving you so many great pieces of knowledge and information, and looks into the sport both inside and outside the cage. He can break down fights with the best of them, but he can also break down the promotional side better than anybody in the entire sport.
Yeah.
I say it, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Chael Sonnen does more for this sport than pretty much anybody besides Dana White.
Yeah, I mean, Chael is and you see the fighters really start to listen to what he says.
Some of them.
Some of them get blocked. Some of them, like his ongoing beef with John Jones is hysterical.
Yeah, but the 10,000 hours that he's put online for you to listen to is a free thing that all fighters, and not just in the UFC but anywhere, should be listening to.
Nice level, for sure. Nice level change there by Paiva. Now he's on the back of Phil.
Oh
wow! Drop for a knee. Yeah, see that's
low percentage.
Yeah, that's very low percentage to try to drop to a knee bar like that. Leg. When we talk about finishes in MMA, it's I think it's guillotine and rear naked make up for almost 70% of all finishes. So, not to say that the leg lock game is not a deadly one, because it certainly is, but to just when you're on somebody's back like that, to try to drop down into a leg lock exchange, I think is kind of giving up a good position for a bad one and a very low percentage chance of finishing. How do you guys think this fight's going so far? Are you enjoying it?
This is the co-main event, by the way, so we've got the big ones next.
Oh, wow.
Paiva just knocked Kyler Phillips down with a great straight shot.
They both threw a straight, but Paiva's landed flush.
Man, this is a great fight. This might get fight of the night.
Oh, yeah. For this, I think this is the best fight of the night thus far.
If it doesn't,
nice uppercut there by Paiva. And again, this is kind of the Yanez situation, Yanez Costa earlier. You saw Phillips expend a hell of a lot of energy in the first round, and now we're seeing Paiva kind of come on in a strong way.
Yeah, this dude is that minute he got in between rounds really helped him rejuvenate and get his bearings back under him because he's coming out and leading the dance right now. He's about to.
Yeah, he's on the back again, or trying to work his way to the back. Hopefully he doesn't.
But that was the most significant shot of the fight so far.
No doubt. Yeah, he sat him down with that one.
Sat him down good. So I think Kyler probably won the first round as of right now.
Nice level change and takedown there by Phillips. He needed that because he was hurt bad by that straight.
Yeah.
Let's see Paiva. He's got to get to the fence here and frame against the face and get himself up. This is a great fight. Both guys a little bloody. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second round, guys. That's where we are.
Phillips is just holding on for dear life. Kind of, you can't blame him, but at the same time, this isn't really going to help him win the round. And he's lucky there's not fans there, because if you start stalling like that, the fans are going to boo, which is going to incentivize Keith Peterson or whatever ref is in the
Keith. So we got Andrew Peltic. Do you guys believe in the Chael curse? I only bring this to you because I'm curious for sure. Chael even acknowledges the curse himself. I mean, I'm not a superstitious person. I don't believe in like superstition. I don't think just because Chael picks you that you're going to lose, but it's certainly his poor record in picking fights is undeniable. Yeah. So much so that he even admits it himself. So I definitely believe in the Chael curse. Great question.
But the funny thing about that is that the Chael curse might be real, but when he makes a case for a fighter to win a fight, I 9 times out of 10 agree with what he's saying and can end up, understanding why he would pick that fighter. And being somebody who predicts fights and tries to do as well as I can with predicting these fights, especially the main cards and the big ones, I get it wrong all the time. MMA is one of the hardest things to predict. One of the hardest sports to bet on.
It really is.
But there's certain fights that do stick out, and maybe the name is bigger than the talent, and the odds makers and the public just have it off, and you can make some money doing betting on that. But 9 times out of 10, the bettors and the Vegas odds makers, they have it right, and you don't make a ton of money unless it's just like a robbery. But
yeah. Sometimes I find that the undercard fights, you can find some underdogs that are a bit baffling, just because I think that the odds makers don't truly know the roster in depth. They know the top 15 really well. Yeah. We got a question here.
I picked Kyler Phillips for this one, but I didn't know a ton about Paiva going into this one. Yeah. As of now, I'm not going to pick against him against any 125ers that he goes down there and fights, because he's got a chin of steel and he can recover very well.
This guy's a beast.
Kyler Phillips is a monster.
I think so. Who did he pick? I think you're asking about Chael. Who did he pick? He picked TJ. Chael picked Dillashaw for this fight, but then he systematically made a case for Sandhagen. So I think Chael's one of those guys that was a debate club president in high school. Had to have been something like that. This is a great fight going into the third round. Let's see here. What's that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he just said, he can't. Sandhagen has bad wrestling. He's admitted it himself. He's been taken down in every one of his fights, besides the ones that end quickly that he finishes. And TJ Dillashaw, that's his bread and butter. Make no mistake about it. Even though he is one of the best strikers in all of MMA and one of the most creative strikers, he comes from a wrestling background. He's just one of the few wrestlers that was able to transition into striking at a late age very well. So I think you're going to see TJ utilize some of that. He's not going to go all to wrestling, but he is going to try to win this fight. And one way to do that against Sandhagen is to take him to the ground and hold him there and just win rounds, tire him out a bit. I just don't really see a scenario where a guy that just got finished by Aljamain Sterling is going to go in there and beat TJ Dillashaw. TJ is so damn good. And even though he's been off for 2 years, he had such a big gap between the rest of the pack when he was the champion that I don't see, even if they did close the gap a little bit, they closed it enough and then surpassed his skill level. I think he's got a point to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he wants to show that it wasn't the EPO that was making him win fights. In fact, he lost the fight when he tested positive for it. So I think we're going to see a good form of TJ Dillashaw, but Cory Sandhagen, if he can keep it standing and he can throw one of those surprise knees or, get long with his strikes, he could pose some serious problems for TJ.
Yeah, for sure. Katrina, I tend to agree with you there. Ariel and DC were great back and forth. I don't know much about RC, honestly.
Yeah, DC needs somebody like Chael or like Ariel. And I love DC, but sometimes you when you have a fighter, they don't have the skills of just being like an analyst or a journalist like an Ariel or somebody. Randomly you have somebody like Chael Sonnen who can do it all, but that's few and far between. You go watch Kenny Florian and John Anik's podcast, and you can tell which one's the fighter and which one does it for a living.
Right.
And even though Kenny Florian is by far one of the best in the entire business at calling fights and breaking down fights and just speaking on this sport, John Anik is for sure the leader of that show, and he's always sending great softballs to Kenny Florian to knock out of the park. So
absolutely,
I think DC's the same way. He needs a good guy like that.
Yeah, most definitely. Steve-O just posted on Twitter, I think this smells like fight of the night. I can't agree more, Steve-O.
Yeah.
I love that Steve-O is such a big fan of MMA.
Oh, massive fan.
He literally is trying to give himself cauliflower ear. He doesn't train, but he's like literally having people use hammers and stuff on his ear to try to give himself cauliflower ears. So
speaking of Steve-O, did you see the trailer for the brand new Jackass Forever?
No.
The brand new movie, Jackass, I guess part 4 or so, if you count the movies, is coming out. It's going to be called Jackass Forever. If you haven't seen the trailer, after tonight's live, go check it out. It looks like it's going to be the most epic Jackass ever.
Aren't those guys like in their 50s now? Yes. Somebody might break a hip if they
they actually say that
they can't launch themselves out of cannons and get
they
kicked in the face by bulls anymore.
They're absolutely doing all that stuff. They've raised the bar even a little bit, and Steve-O even says as much as you can get concussions, just don't get any after you're 50. Which is good because Johnny Knoxville's in the cage with a bull and he's 49.
Jesus.
So
that's insane.
It looks awesome when you hear that down, 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 down. When you hear that music hit the speakers and you watch the trailer, it'll get you hyped up for another Jackass movie.
For sure.
Something smells like this is the last one, but I love Steve-O. I love that he's a big fan. He gets great seats to the fights, and he does a really good job promoting. He likes to have fighters on his podcast, and he's always talking about the UFC and betting on it and stuff. So
for sure. Interesting how this round is playing out. We're in the third and final round, guys. 1 minute and 32 seconds left. Phillips versus Paiva. Paiva's on top here. There's been a slower paced round than the first two, understandably so. Both of these guys threw some heavy leather. And some heavy kicks, and there was some good grappling exchanges in the first two. This is this round. It looks like if Paiva can finish this round on top and implement a little bit more ground and pound, maybe cut the face of Phillips up a bit, he might win the judges over here. This is a very close fight. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it's scored.
Yeah, I could see Kyler getting the first round and then Paiva getting the second.
Son, so I'm right with Sandhagen. Then I assume you're talking about the Chael curse. Yes, if you pick Sandhagen and I think you picked third round TKO if I remember correctly, then yes, if Chael's curse stands true, you will be right. So it looks like we're going to end this fight on the ground.
I thought this would be a finish.
Yeah, Phillips I think both of these guys gassed themselves by the end of that second round.
Well, if Paiva didn't come out in the second round so strong, I think Phillips would have finished him. But now they're both so tired because they both had a great round each in the first and second. And then the third, they just kind of got to get to the end.
For sure.
Fight of the night for sure.
Yeah, even with the slower pace third round. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Phillips is looking to end this fight in the last 5 seconds. Big shots thrown. 1 second left.
Damn. Paiva
awesome fight. Yeah, no, Paiva can take a punch. And, who knows how much it has to do with the weight cutting, A lot of guys cut a lot of weight, and we don't see their chins hold up. Paiva's a 25er who's gone up, so maybe his chin held up a little bit. What'd you guys think of that fight? Oh, wow. Let's see here. Katrina says it came out on some MMA page that Francis Ngannou will be in the Jackass movie. He did not see in the trailer. So he was not in the trailer, but he will be in the movie. So I can only imagine he's punching somebody.
He's
which
it's actually a nut shot. He's gonna be punching somebody in the nuts.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
God,
I would not want to be the guy that gets their name drawn out of the hat. For
not
that one.
at all. My goodness.
It's probably gonna be that guy. What's his name? Is his name Dave English or what's? His,
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Knoxville and Steve-O, Chris Pontius, but I can't.
One of them.
This is news to me. I'm learning here live with you guys.
It's coming out soon. It's gonna be so funny. Go watch the trailer after this tonight. I think you guys, if you're Jackass fans, if you think it's stupid, then it's on par for the course for these guys. But I've always grown up thinking those guys, even though they're crazy, it was fun to watch. You know, one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube is like the gym fails. You watch like fail army. You get to see people do in the gyms like weightlifting, doing things that's just like the worst technique possible that winds up getting them hurt. So I love watching that kind of stuff. Oh,
yeah,
here comes the
decision here, guys. Let's see. Another great fight, close fight. So big discrepancy in strikes for Phillips in the first round, 40-15. But then actually Paiva had more significant strikes in the second and the third. So the question will be, did Phillips really do enough in the first round? And did he, or obviously he did enough in the first round, rather. Did he do enough to snag one of the final 2 rounds? It'll be interesting to see how the judges score this one. Oh, wow. So one judge scored at 28-28. So that must have been a 10-8 in the first
round,
and then
yeah.
Paiva won the other 2. Wow.
that.
Congrats to Paiva. I mean, listen, he landed the most significant shot of the fight. That straight that dropped Phillips. That was an excellent. Look at Uriah with the short hair.
Looking good.
Looking sharp. That's awesome.
Yeah, this guy did really good. I think it was a fair fight.
What'd you guys think of the decision? DC interviewing him now. Uriah Faber apparently is translating Portuguese now. That's a new one on me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought that was a joke.
I'm learning all kinds of new stuff today. The Jackass movie, Uriah Faber is multilingual. Son had it a draw. Yeah, I mean, the first round definitely could have been a 10-8, but the knockdown in the second, I don't know if I'm scoring it, I could see a draw. I could see a draw or I could see Paiva. But that was a really good fight either way. Both those guys should be getting a fight of the night bonus check.
They will.
Let's see if Uriah translates this one. This is a little longer. That's awesome.
Wow. So
Great interview. He moved to this country. He's in alpha male all day long. And DC, I guess they're running short on time. He wanted to say one more quick thing there. Unfortunately, DC had to run with the mic. But what a great performance. What a great fight. Congratulations to Uriah for speaking Portuguese. I wonder how long he's been able to do that. But really, really awesome. Good to hear the guy. Oh, here we go. Derek Lewis, Cyril Gane. This is going to be a good fight, guys. I think this main event, this is either going to be a technical, beautiful showing by Cyril Gane, or it's going to be a lights out Derek Lewis performance. But it's going to be a great, I cannot wait for this fight. Nobody can, DC just said swang and bang down in Houston. You know what's funny? Everybody, the H-Town swanging and banging, there's some disagreement as to where that came from. A lot of people, Derek claims that he came up with H-Town swanging and banging, But a guy out of our gym, Ike Villanueva, also fights in the UFC. Very, very entertaining fighter. He's a light heavyweight. He claims that he's the one that came up with H-Town swanging and banging. So we'll I don't know. Maybe they'll have to settle the score, settle the debate. But great saying nonetheless. But I'm super excited. 2 pay-per-view fights in Houston in less than 6 months. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And Gon is such a good technical fighter. And he's so quick. He moves in and out so well. Plus 2.53 strike differential. So he's always landing. That performance against Volkov was really something impressive. I think much, much more impressive than the Jairzinho performance. He looked like he had improved quite a bit. And he's very young in his MMA career, but again, 25 minutes showing the heel hook there, which he's got in a head and arm triangle. He's got really a depth of MMA ability and knowledge. But then again, I just keep circling back to he doesn't win a lot of fights by knockout, and 25 minutes in the cage with the Black Beast is literally a literal eternity.
Yeah. You got to be perfect.
Yeah, Nick, I am, before the main event, going to take a quick bathroom break. So, guys, I will be right back for the main event.
Yeah. That looks like a pretty stacked card. You got Derek and Cyril at top, co-main, another title fight, Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes. And it's here. There's the beautiful skyline of Houston. That's right down the road from us. We love Houston. Yes, we do. Texas, man, wide open. We're enjoying ourselves, full capacity. The reason the UFC comes back is because they're allowing people to go in there and enjoy the fights in a live setting. And Houston really loves it. The UFC loves it. The state of Texas is cool with it. So we're happy to have them. The UFC coming to town is always a great thing, not just for the fight fans, but for sport fans in general, the economy. It kind of, there's a little bit of a different feeling when you have a major thing like the UFC in town, and there's fighters moving around all over, and they're at the local gyms. Everybody is kind of in the UFC or in mixed martial arts is kind of embedded in other gyms and things like that. So some of the best guys in the sport will show up at our gym. Last year, Main Street, Israel Adesanya came through for a press conference, and he stopped by Main Street Boxing and Muay Thai and did some workouts with us. And so you always wind up getting to see some extra cool people when a UFC comes your way. So we're super happy to have them. It looks like the main event will be coming in just a minute. We got another commercial break to deal with, but yeah, I got my phone right here, so I'll see if you guys wrote anything down. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Well, Steven will be back momentarily. This main event's going to be an interesting one. Like I was saying earlier, it's been pretty much 50-50. Everybody that we ask is either going one way or the other, and they're kind of going complete with one. Like Sandhagen's going to knock out TJ, or TJ's going to knock out Sandhagen. I think the wrestling is going to play a role for TJ. I think he's going to be able to get Sandhagen down when he wants to. The key is if he wants to. I think sometimes when you have a guy who falls in love with his hands and his kicks, he tends to abandon the old plan. Think of Justin Gaethje as an example. It's pretty tough for people to just, deal with dancing with the one that brought him there. And TJ, hopefully he doesn't do that, because if he utilizes his wrestling, he will for sure have a big advantage over Sandhagen and will likely be able to control where the fight takes place. We will see what happens.
What's up, guys? I'm back. So I'm geared up for the main event. What were you chatting about there?
Oh, nothing. They were just showing Houston and for the fight, and
Let's
kind of talking about TJ. And I kind of touched on the main event a little bit, just Sandhagen and TJ, how it's been kind of 50-50. Half the crowd we talked to thinks TJ's going to win. Half the crowd thinks Sandhagen. And I said, if TJ utilizes some wrestling, he'll have a severe advantage over Sandhagen. But if he doesn't, it's because he's fallen in love with his striking. He's so damn good at it that he's just going to try to finish him at what Sandhagen does best, which, in my opinion, I think Sandhagen's one of the best strikers in the bantamweight division, but TJ is one of the best strikers the UFC's ever seen. and he just so happens to also be a really good wrestler.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see a wrestler come over at his age and become such a proficient striker. Ayo, hey man, this is one of our some of the best comments in the game, man. We always appreciate your comments and responding to them in the discussion. So thank you for joining the live. We really appreciate it.
Yo yo ayo.
Oh, we got my Dallas Sotolongo in the chat. Love the dog and cat. Thanks.
Yes.
They're not usually on set, but today they are.
This is
They love
Tomcat.
the fights. Yeah, the cat, Tomcat. See if you can finagle him over. He's a funny guy. He doesn't like to be. He likes to be pet when on his terms.
Yeah. Come here, Tom. Not feeling it? Okay. That last
Ayo,
fight-
Sandhagen must show some serious takedown defense, otherwise he will get finished. I tend to agree with that. We've seen that be kind of his Achilles heel, and I think TJ, being the shorter guy, usually you say a height disadvantage, but sometimes when you're talking about a guy who's prone to the takedown and a guy who's a great grappler like TJ, getting them down can be easier actually if you have that lower center of gravity. You're a little shorter, you can get your hips underneath them. So I do think the takedowns are going to play a big factor here. And I think I'm very interested to see how Cory defends the takedown. I think we'll see one early on. Jules finally home. Now I can watch. Nice. Hope work was good.
Yeah, made it home just in time for the big one.
Just in time for the main event. So you are right on time.
Yeah, the co-main was worth watching, but you can get by not watching the rest of the card. But co-main and main are definitely going to deliver. So
most definitely. We got 17 people in the live now, but people are signing on for the main event, it looks like, Nick. So
wow.
This
Well,
is
welcome,
awesome.
welcome. I'm so
Joey
glad you're all
Cruz
here.
is there he is. There's
Come on
we
in.
talked about
Yeah.
Tomcat, and here he is.
Asking you
This cat
guys
is
to-
like he's actually our youngest brother, Chris's cat, who lives here with Nick. He's like every bit of 30 pounds. You see
No,
how
he's
yeah.
not. He's like 15, but he carries himself like he's
Yeah.
25.
My brother's constantly trying to put him on a diet, and it's like
Yeah.
a battle that those two fight on a daily basis.
He likes
Joey Cruz, he's got Sandhagen, but will not be surprised if TJ wins. I got TJ, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sandhagen wins. So yeah, I think this is a very close fight.
the general consensus is that both of these guys can win this fight, and nobody really knows how this is going to go. I think in hindsight, we're all going to go, oh, of course, this is what was going to happen. But
yeah,
especially if TJ wins. If TJ goes and uses some wrestling, he just wins round after round after round, and then finishes the show with like a late finish, then I think the bantamweights better be on notice. But the only one that's going to give him problems, if that's the case, is a Peter Yan. Peter Yan is so damn good to me.
Yeah, Peter Yan is amazing. And what was really, I think, discouraging for Aljo was in that fight, Aljo certainly did not have the striking advantage, but he thought he'd have the grappling advantage. But what a lot of people don't realize about guys that are phenomenal at Muay Thai, like Peter Yan, is just that, here's the other guy here, Tosh, just that amazing, he trains out of Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. And some of the sweeps and the clinch work that those guys do is amazing. Here comes the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That can only mean one thing.
Yeah, can't stop.
TJ Dillashaw.
One of the
about
best
to walk out.
songs.
Yeah, I love this. I think rock and roll down Tashi. I think rock and roll and in general is underutilized as walkout music. Stranglehold, Michael Chiesa. I'm excited to see him fight Vicente Luque. But that's a great walkout song. Here comes TJ Rock adorning the beard. I wonder if him and Uriah ran into each other in the back. I didn't realize that Uriah was the coach of one of the co-main guys.
I'm sure they did. And, Uriah is obviously the beef between Alpha Male and TJ Dillashaw is a very real thing, but he's not like the Cody No Love that's going to start something back there,
Right.
He understands the moment for TJ, and TJ's not going to let that get to him. TJ, he's got ice running through his veins, man. He's always been like that. He's the Kobe Bryant of MMA. He's so serious, so intense with his training, so intense with his fighting. He's the best because he puts in this crazy amount of work. He's been selfish at times. He's move from camp to camp to camp.
There's the
to
Gracie
figure out-
Baja headquarters head coach. I mean, you've got an incredible corner here, and Sam Calvita is obviously the strength and conditioning coach. All of his work is done long before walking out and fighting, so he's not there. But yeah, I mean, he's put the all-star team around him, and he puts in the work. I mean, when we met him that one time years ago, he was in between. Yeah, he was wrestling class in the morning, and then it was with Dwayne in the afternoon, and then in the evening he got a few hours to rest at the gym, sleep on the couch, and then was driving to Gracie Baja headquarters to get hard rounds in with some just absolute savages there. He's awesome.
Man, this is
Jules is trolling you a bit, Nick. Is Ice, I guess, referring to ice in his veins, is Ice the street name for EPO?
Yeah, it is. There might be a picogram or two left in him, but according to USADA, you're good to do that. So
John Jones, he missed it by a picogram.
Yeah. No, and
AO
TJ
says TJ looks ready. He's in great shape. Totally agree. I mean, TJ's always in great shape.
he looks full too. When
Yeah.
he went to 25, he looked horrible, and now he looks comfortable. He looks like he rehydrated back to about 152, 155, somewhere in there.
Yeah, he looked too emaciated at 125. I think Davison's kind of in the same boat. I mean, TJ got clipped by Cejudo and just destroyed. But if that fight would have taken place, I just think that sometimes the weight cut can be too extreme, and it can really just do the opposite of what the intention is.
Yeah.
But he looks great. 135 is his division, even though he's a shorter guy. And he did look substantially shorter yesterday at the weigh-ins against
He looked
Cory.
a few inches shorter, but he's probably about 5'6", in all honesty, and that means Cory Sandhagen's probably about 5'9".
Yeah.
They claim 5'11", but I don't think he's a full 5 or 6 inches taller than TJ.
I mean, I'm 5'8" on my tallest day, and when I met TJ, he was sizably shorter than me. I remember him. I was like, man, he really is, but he's thick.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's really thick. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
165.
Let's see here, Jules. Let me know when yours starts. I'm off. Okay, yeah, for sure, we'll do. So we're right now, and I'll give you a better time frame when the fight actually starts. I'll let you know exactly when the first round starts. But right now, Sandhagen is disrobing and he's making the walk. He's about to get inspected by the official here. Oh no,
It wouldn't be a UFC card on ESPN Plus if
without
it wasn't
a glitch. Yeah.
buffering.
It's like, are you guys having that problem as well with ESPN Plus? It was horrible for us for the Conor McGregor fight. I mean, it was, we literally
Every fight.
a couple of fights ago had to pack up and go to a bar, which we never do for fights, just
That was
because the
Conor
pay-per-view
Dustin,
cut
too.
off.
That was Connor Dustin too. We wound up at a Hooters and barely got a table. And our waitress was so jam-packed with tables that she forgot like half of our food. She was sweet about it, so we didn't complain. But we were in there just to watch the fights, and we ended up ordering a couple of things. Didn't even get them. So
Yeah. Good fight, though.
yeah, great.
As long as it lasted.
It was fun.
Sandhagen, OMG, Ninja.
Islam Makhachev is picking Sandhagen.
Oh, wow. Let's see if the Makhachev curse is the same as the Chael curse. All right, guys. So just to give you an idea of where we are, both fighters are in the ring. We're awaiting Buffer's announcement here. 22 of you guys joined us for the live. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
That's awesome. y'all.
Yeah, this is awesome.
All right, here's
This
the
is
tail
going to
of
be
the tape
so
right
where we're
before
at
Buffer
right
comes
now
out.
is the tail of the tape just popped up.
Yeah, 5'6" versus 5'11". I just don't see that big of a difference between.
And the
two of
reach
them.
is not as pronounced. It's only 3 inches at that, at bantamweight is a sizable reach advantage. But TJ covers so much ground with the lateral movement and that bang Muay Thai style that I think you can kind of throw the reach out of there for TJ. He's going to move and he's going to get inside. But okay, so Buffer's announcing both fighters right now, looking dapper as always.
Mm-hmm. Those tattoos are all really well done.
Yeah, TJ's gotten some good work done in his off time.
I can't say the same for Cory's back piece. It's very hard to read. It's a full, every bit of a back piece. It's every inch of his back, but it's hard to read. I think it's like a biblical scene, or there's like a cross or something, but it's hard to read.
Cory looks like he's rehydrated well. He looks like he's ready to go.
He's also looks like he's feeling the nerve of being the last guy to walk out on the entire fight card.
Yeah. It's a new spot for him. ESPN always has issues on the TV, so I just use the tablet or phone as a backup. Yeah, we got to start doing that. We pretty much have all of our devices. I've got my phone here as a backup. I've got my computer going. I've got the TV here on the wall. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get through this main event with no more glitches via ESPN Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So a Muay Thai bang fighter. But Buff doesn't mess up a lot. But
he always puts his own flair.
Yeah,
on
the rare mess up by Bruce Buffer.
Angels Camp, California.
That's interesting.
It's in Orange County.
Yeah.
I guess that's a subdivision of where they are.
TJ's always so charged up. He loves Buff's announcement.
He's been there before.
Yeah. It really doesn't seem like it's been 2.5 years since he fought, does it?
No.
Time flies when you're watching MMA. I tell you what.
Sandhagen looks like he's feeling the pressure a little bit.
Yeah. Jules said, Cory reminds me of Volkov. I look for the gloves on his calf. He looks like the stock fighter image. Yeah, he does kind of have that. He's kind of got that tall for the division, long, like build like Volkov with the back piece. Although Volkov's back piece is sick.
Yeah,
that's one of the best tattoos in all of MMA.
Yeah,
Nick and I are big tattoo guys, so we are the weird ones that pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Tattoos are awesome.
Okay, guys. So if you want to sync up to exactly where we are, they just touched gloves, and I'll let you know exactly when the round starts. Herb Dean's about to call it right now. Yeah, and Cory does look like he's experiencing a little bit of those nerves. 25 in the live now, Nick. This is awesome, guys.
That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And
okay.
I hope you enjoy the fights.
Yeah. Fight just started. Okay. TJ's already moving a lot. Cory's backed up against the cage, sort of circling around. I think that's going to be his plan, especially to stay away and keep TJ off his legs, do a lot of circling, a lot of movement.
TJ's already well in range, which usually he'll stay a little bit further out this early.
Yeah,
and
quick
kind of catches reads from further away, but he's already inside, and he's stalking Cory, walking Cory down.
Looked like TJ was shooting a takedown there. Put his hand on the hip there, looking for an overhand. TJ switches stance so often. Nice catch
Big
there by
kick,
Sandhagen.
Yeah.
Straight from TJ.
Nice little 1-2.
Nice straight down the pipe for Sandhagen there.
It looks like both guys are throwing with bad intentions, right?
Inside leg kick. Yeah, both these guys are trying to finish the fight. Good straight again. Oh wow, Sandhagen with what a weird exchange there.
Now he's in a body lock with a triangle.
Wow, that was very strange. So Sandhagen shot with a flying knee. TJ ended up with Sandhagen kind of in an almost like I thought he was going to take him down, almost a high crotch position, and now he's in an arm in. Okay, he's out. So TJ's now on top, sort of in a half guard situation. We got some ground and pound. Cory's striking a lot from the bottom of this ground and pound situation.
He punched. He busted TJ's nose a little bit. TJ's bleeding from the nose.
So ring rust doesn't seem to be affecting TJ here. This fight was hot out of the gate. TJ's on his back
all right.
Against the cage now, back up to the feet. 3 minutes and 17 seconds into the first round. So nice takedown attempt there by TJ. TJ's kind of just trying to drag. He's kind of got
making him carry his weight.
Double unders on the back. He's trying to be heavy on Cory, drag him down to the ground a bit. Cory slipped a little elbow in there.
I think that's about as good of a first 2 minutes as you can have after 2 years off, just to get your ring rust off and get punched in the face and feel a little bit of something, you know?
Yeah. He's definitely awake now. Cory throws that flying knee a lot, doesn't he?
He times it really well.
He really does.
People always shoot in.
And that's with a shorter fighter like TJ, the flying knee is a
all right.
Here we go.
Good man, great.
Good roll there by Cory. The question of was Cory going to get taken down and held there? Looks like the answer thus far is no. Cory's got some good answers on the ground, good rolls there. Was able to escape the back against the cage when TJ was on his back a second ago. Nice overhand there by TJ, and then a hook.
TJ, good slip by TJ.
Cory shook his head like it didn't hurt, but we always know what that means.
TJ's right in range, but still slipping shots pretty well.
Yep. It's a good fight so far. High pace. Let's see. I know TJ will have the endurance to keep this up for all 5 rounds. Let's see. I'm very interested to see how Cory does and where he takes it from here.
Yeah. You do expend a lot of energy doing the things that he does, like flying knees and then holding somebody with like a triangle position. Your legs can tire out.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you do
Good
only-
straight there by TJ.
TJ keeps getting to the back, and he doesn't take him down with it immediately because he knows there's a roll coming. But it is good for the control portion and making it. Yep, I'm gonna try to drive
TJ. Yeah, and Cory keeps working this front roll to get out of it, and now they're kind of in an open guard situation. TJ's trying to be heavy on the hips and impose some ground and pound.
All right, ground and pound's about to start for TJ.
Guys, I see some questions coming through, but I'm trying to give you the most accurate assessment play-by-play as we can. As soon as the round ends, we'll jump to some of them. Cory's got his leg.
Got a tight lock on the leg, but TJ's doing the right thing. He's pushing the leg through, trying to alleviate some
nice
of that
up kick attempt there by Cory. Cory's triangled his own legs to try to keep TJ's left leg in the mix.
TJ did the right thing, moved, bent his leg. Now he's not in any danger of getting heel hooked or toe held. Total strikes is close, 27 for Dillashaw, 23 for Sandhagen.
Cory's landing a lot of strikes from the guard, from the bottom position. This is a very interesting position Cory's got him in because he's kind of got his, I think it must be his left leg locked down a bit. But TJ's, oh wow. TJ landed some big shots there when Sandhagen was holding onto the leg. Into round 1. So round 1 is now over, guys. I think TJ won that round.
It's a close round. I bet you that's a mixed scorecard for all of them. I think that some of the judges will have that for Sandhagen and maybe one or the other one will have it for.
Yeah, very close. Let us know what you guys think. Nice. Bruno Casas, nice walk through. Yeah, I assume the walkouts. Yeah, they were both great. Both these guys are great showmen, putting on a good show.
Yeah.
Robin Jinro, TJ fails for the juice after this fight. I'll put money on it. God, let's hope not. But
that would be horrible.
Yeah, that would not be good.
I don't think
definitely
he'd be
not the way to
crazy.
come back and have redemption. Who do you guys think won that first round?
He has the skills to be the best bantamweight in the world, so he doesn't need the EPO or the steroids to do that. And I think if he had to sit out for another 2 years, you could kiss the rest of his career goodbye.
Yeah, and I think it's longer. I think the second offense would be
4.
Yeah, I think
they
so.
double
Yeah,
it
so
up.
I mean that's you're talking
And
about
then
he'll be
3
almost
strikes.
40 at that point. It's
3 strikes
lifetime.
and you're out. So he can't risk that. But that would be really bad.
Okay, second round starting here. 4 minutes 55 seconds.
Looking the same as the first. TJ's the aggressor.
Cory's kind of circling the cage. Cory's working a lot of inside leg kicks. TJ keeps stepping in with that straight 2. It's kind of what Macy Barber was trying to throw, but more effective here. He's landing it with that straight 2, and then he's locking up on the legs. Up against the cage here.
They're up against the cage. He's trying to get under to both of Cory's legs, but Cory's got a good whizzer over his overhook.
Yeah.
All right. Now
Ayo, TJ won that. I agree, Ayo. There was a close round, but I give it to TJ. Oh, TJ's looking for an overhand.
They're back in the center of the octagon. Great catch again.
Cory's caught multiple kicks in this fight. That's actually very hard to do. So that's impressive, especially somebody who's as high level of a Bang Muay Thai pupil as TJ Dillashaw is. To read and catch those kicks is no easy task. So good on Cory for that.
Yeah.
TJ's very comfortable with the hands down. I'm not sure that's the.
Damn.
Okay.
Good shot.
Good. Oh wow! But then he eats 2.
They're
TJ's got to get his hands back up. I mean, it's the showboating. It's not quite time for that yet. Let's see here. TJ throwing the body shot there. Herb literally just cut right in front of the camera. I missed that exchange. Let's see here. Both of these guys seem to be switching stances quite a bit.
TJ's head movement's looking good, but yeah, he needs to keep those
Outside
hands
leg
up.
kick by TJ. Yeah, he keeps leaning down to try to grab those kicks when Cory's throwing those inside leg kicks. He's got to be very careful because if Cory picks up on that, he'll send one to the head, especially on a shorter opponent. If you have that tendency to lean down or lean forward when you throw a leg kick, and so a good striker like Sandhagen picks up on that, they'll throw one to the head right thereafter. So we got a question here.
Good shot by
Oh, wow.
He dropped-
Sandhagen put him down.
He just dropped
TJ
Dillashaw.
recovered very well.
It looked like a flash knockdown, but he did.
Yeah,
get him.
TJ's okay shooting for takedowns here. What's your thoughts on a KO? I think that a KO could certainly happen. Both of these guys are explosive. Both of these guys have a lot of TKO finishes in their career. Wow,
just got
beautiful
boxed.
straight by Sandhagen there.
As TJ was
TJ's
coming
nose is bloodied up. Yeah, TJ's got to put his hands up. He's
getting a little
in
tired.
range and he's getting cracked here. I hope that cut doesn't cause a problem in between rounds.
Doesn't stop the fight.
Oh, wow. Herb has already called us. Let's hope that this doesn't end this way. This would be horrible.
He's got a pretty bad
Yeah,
gash over the top of his eye, over his eyebrow, and it's straight down. It's running perpendicular to his eyebrow.
Oh, man. That how disappointing this would be if it ended that
All
way.
right, the doctor's already getting out of there. So
Yeah, I think he's okay. I mean, it's a bad cut, but I'm sure the cornermen will do their job to try to mitigate that as much as possible. But TJ's got to have a little bit of sense of urgency here now because that the doctors have already looked at it. So a second look is never good.
man, that was a beautiful shot. He kind of hooked it a little bit, but it looked straight from where we were. TJ's standing a little bit differently now. He knows that if he gets cracked there again, it's going to be trouble potentially with a doctor's stoppage.
Oh, flying knee again attempt there for Sandhagen. He really does time that extremely well. Sandhagen feeling confident now, really starting to let his hands go. Yeah. Looking for that Yair Rodriguez slip. A nice hook and uppercut there by TJ. Man, I really hope this cut doesn't end the fight because it's starting to really leak down off of TJ's eye here. I think TJ knows that he's got to have a bit of a sense of urgency here because you never know what can happen or what a doctor can say. They are in Vegas, so they tend to, it's not, we're not in Madison Square Garden here, but this could be stopped if they determine that TJ can't see because of the blood leakage.
Sandhagen is an elusive striker, man.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like if he got another crack at Aljamain Sterling, it wouldn't go the same way. At 40 seconds, he just lost the better of the position, but
yeah, he's come a long way.
He's winning this round for sure.
Yeah, TJ's back on the back again. The tide is definitely turning in Sandhagen's favor here.
Yeah, a little takedown, a little drag down for TJ just landed.
We got 43 people in the live now. I think that's a record for us. 44. Wow, thanks guys.
Thank you guys so much.
We appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to us commentate. So we got TJ on the back now, 20 seconds left in the round. I think TJ, he's doing what he should be doing here. He's lost this round handedly. He needs to recover from some of those shots that hurt him, and his corner's really got to do a good job of getting that blood out of his eye and stopping the bleeding, or at least mitigating it as much as they can, or this thing could be over here.
Well, in between the first and the second round, TJ said that he's having something wrong with his knee.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah, it appears to be his left knee. So let's hear what they're saying.
Yeah, Joey Cruz, that cut is nasty. Yes, I agree. That is a bad one.
Here, hold on. He's talking.
TJ talking to his corner here. Body language very different in the corner this time than it was after the first round. That was a beautiful straight 1-2 by Cory there. Bruno Casas, very good commentary from you guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate you hanging out. Good replay there of the flying knee. Looks like the bleeding is stopped a little bit, so TJ's got to be careful in this round. The tide is definitely turned in Sandhagen's favor.
Yeah, if Sandhagen wins this one, it could be off to the races.
Yeah, and Sandhagen is finding success with those straight punches and those knees.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting the third round now, guys. 4 minutes and 52 seconds.
TJ's come out with his guard a little bit higher than
Yeah.
the first 2 rounds.
Oh, wow.
They're big
Oh, wow.
shots for
Yeah.
TJ. One looked
TJ
like it
got
went
to his
the
back there. That was a very strange position. Nice overhand there by TJ.
There's a bit of a sense of urgency coming out for TJ. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Sandhagen finding the straight again. TJ starting to show. That's one of his signature moves before he shows that hand trying to bait you into throwing that straight. Somebody asked Juan Medina, is this the last round? No, this is a 5-round main event fight. So potentially 5 rounds here, but with the cut TJ is dealing with right now and the way this is going, I'd be surprised if it goes all 5.
Sandhagen's clearly been working the takedown defense in camp.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing a good job.
Most definitely. Let's see here. TJ up against the fence. This is really, I think TJ's realizing that the wrestling is going to be what will carry him through this if he is to get the victory. But Sandhagen's doing very good. He's had some good forward rolls, addressing the hands there against the cage, trying to break. And watch for an elbow out of the break. Sandhagen tends to throw a lot of elbows in the separation. So let's see here. He's at, oh, yep, elbow right across the top there. Sandhagen looking for that tie clinch. TJ's face is really bloodied up. Yeah. Let's see here. Hook attempt there by Cory.
Yeah.
TJ keeps looking to try to go to the body and then come over the top with the overhand, but he's done it a few times now, and I think Cory's got a read on it. A couple of them have slipped through, but he hasn't caught him flush. Good back hook to the face there by TJ.
I think his vision's really starting to get screwed up by that cut. He's not able to see with all the blood flowing down, and that's why Sandhagen's able to land some straight punches, long shots. He's winning this round so far. TJ's trying to do what he can, but
nice leg kick there by TJ.
At this point, Dillashaw knows that he needs to get a finish because another couple of big shots over that eye, and it could end the night with a doctor's stoppage.
Yeah, and Sandhagen's definitely looking at that. Oh, nice attempt there. Nice takedown there.
He's playing a good open guard right there. Okay, now he's
okay. Now TJ's got the back. He's got 2 underhooks in.
No.
So let's see what TJ can do here. 2 minutes left. Okay,
hook.
now 1 hook in.
They're too slick now. It's going to be hard for him to get
now. Cory's recovered kind of that open guard. TJ on the back again against the cage. Enter the Sandman. I like it.
Yeah, that should be his walkout.
Yeah. Some Metallica for a walkout. That'd be tough.
Yeah. The only way to trump the Red Hot Chili Peppers for a walkout song is throw Metallica on.
Yeah.
TJ's got his guard way up now. He's trying to protect his face at all costs.
He's got to protect that cut. He can't take many more hits. He's finding success with a leg kick.
They're both
to the front leg of Sandhagen. Almost said he Landhagen. Good 2 followed up by
he's up on the score, striking for this round by 2. Close. 15-17 for round 3.
Yeah, very good fight.
This is a very even
Oh, match. Sandhagen shooting a takedown of his own, but it was easily thwarted by TJ. Sprawled, and now TJ's
got the back.
Moving to the back again.
Dwayne Logue was telling him right there in the corner to drop down. I don't know what he means. I think he means maybe take him to the ground, but I can't fully read the lips.
Yeah, TJ on the back again. We've seen this.
Nice.
Nice sweep attempt there by TJ. We've seen and good defense by Sandhagen. We're seeing this position a lot in this round. TJ seems to be comfortable getting here. Nice shots by TJ. Oh wow, good 2 at the end of the round. That was illegal. TJ complaining, but that was a That was fair game.
The shot was being thrown as the horn was being sounded, so so you can't really blame Sam. It wasn't blatantly late.
Yeah. Joey Cruz, those leg kicks are nice by TJ. He needs to stay on that. Totally agree, Joey. He's got to slow Cory down a little bit here and start to hurt those legs. I think he'll find the takedowns easier as well if he does that.
Yeah, this fight's super bloody.
Adam asked, what's his KO percentage in wins? I'm not sure, but both of these guys have some really spectacular finishes.
Yeah. Dang, that cut is really bad.
Somebody said Cody's whooping that little snake. I'll tell you what, if Conor McGregor names you, you just don't get away from it.
Yeah.
Like Jeremy Stevens will forever be who the fook is that guy. TJ will forever be the snake in the grass.
Yeah, so much so that he's gotten the snake tattoo.
Yeah.
It's a badass one on the inside of his arm. That whole sleeve, he explains it on YouTube. There's a video. It's pretty cool. You can see what closer look at all that stuff. Very intricate piece of art. But round 4 is just started.
Fourth round
TJ's
starting.
Trying to pressure again. Same thing. Cory's circling.
Yeah. How do you guys have this scored so far? I think it's 2-1. I think TJ won the first round, and I'd probably give the second 2 to Sandhagen.
For sure.
For sure, the second round. TJ was on his back a lot in the third round. Nice. TJ keeps looking for that over. He's changing levels, going down to the body, and then coming up on that overhand.
Remember, TJ's up on the strikes for round 3, but perception is reality. And whenever these fighters are, looking
good leg
like
kick again by TJ. He's really attacking that front leg. You start to see some swelling and some redness on Sandhagen. He got out of the way of that one, but Superman punch attempt there by TJ. Nice, well-timed body lock to a back.
Dude, Sandhagen's doing a great job at preventing these takedowns and keeping himself safe in these wrestling exchanges.
Yeah, it's not ideal to turn your back and be in the position he's in now, but it's better than having your guard pass and being ground and pounded.
And Sandhagen's landed 74 to the head, and TJ's landed 37 to the legs, and then everything else is pretty close, but. Man, these guys are definitely an even match fight.
Yeah, for sure. We got 2-1 Chris Berrigan. I don't see TJ walking out as the winner. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough. It's an uphill climb. He's got to win both of these rounds. Good leg kick. TJ keeps looking for that overhand, but it is a bit telegraphed.
Yeah, it was a great check low kick check that Sandhagen just landed. So. You got to start checking these kicks if you after 37, you're going to be feeling them.
That's for sure.
Almost all of them have gone to the lead leg of.
You want to negate a flying knee, tear up the leg that throws it.
Yeah, exactly.
You won't be jumping off a leg with a torn meniscus.
Yeah, you won't spring up too well with that.
Some really good in-pocket exchanging by both guys here.
I really tend to believe what the TJ said about his knee. He's not near as explosive, and obviously we're later in the fight, but usually his left leg, he's able to bounce around a little more. He's pretty stationary until
there's that switch step to overhand that he likes to throw. Good round, pretty even so far. I don't think anybody's really completely taken control of this round yet. Still up for grabs, but yeah, I think TJ's got to get both of these here. And we know how optics play into things, with the judges, with a guy whose face is just covered in blood at the end of every round. It does make a difference. 44 in the live. Zane James, y'all, great commentator, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. 45 in the live, 50 in the live now. Wow, this is amazing, guys. Thank you so much.
We're breaking numbers, and it's all thanks to you guys.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it, and hope you guys are enjoying these fights as much as we are. If you're not able to hear them, I hope that we're giving good enough information so you can watch a fight like they used to watch back in the day before TVs. Used to watch fights on the radio. So
yeah, listen to him. Yeah, my grandfather used to talk about some great boxing matches that he would listen to back in the day, and the people were so good and so colorful with their description that you could almost envision the fight. So we got 1:15 left in the fourth round. TJ on the back again. We've seen this position a lot in this fight for TJ. It seems to be one he's comfortable going to. Cory's done a good job of breaking the hands a few times on the separations. Cory's landed some really nice elbows in the separation, but I think TJ is getting the control time here. He's starting to tear up the legs. Certainly something that you should do when somebody who throws a lot of kicks, a lot of flying knees, you want to take those weapons away as quickly as you can. TJ covering up that cut a bit. A lot of switching stances. I was expecting that from TJ. I wasn't expecting Cory to switch stance quite as often.
Yeah, he's good at doing switch stance maneuvers, but he usually just bounces in and out quickly.
That was a bit
He's
of a
very elusive, man. Sandhagen, he studied for this test, and he is doing very, very well against former champion.
Yeah, to be able to elude the strikes of TJ is a very difficult thing.
For being a 29-year-old, Sandhagen, in my opinion, will likely...
Wow, nice spinning back fist there by Sandhagen. He missed the hook and realized that Dillashaw would be coming in, was able to throw that spinning back kick, or spinning back fist, rather, sorry. Good fourth round. That's a tough one to score. I mean, maybe just with the back control, TJ.
Now that last shot did some good things for Sandhagen.
Yeah.
The crowd is chanting for TJ. I think Sandhagen will for sure reach UFC gold at some point. In his
for sure.
career.
Sandhagen's a future champion for sure.
Yeah.
We have Joseph Elador. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. Watching you guys here at Macau. Keep it up. Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Where's Macau? There wasn't there a Macau in Jamaica?
It's a casino in Jamaica, but yeah, I doubt that's where he is. But yeah, thank you so much. We have another comment. Cory is really impressing me more than I anticipate. What a martial artist. Totally agree. We have another comment. Who win? It's not sure yet. It's still undecided. We're going into the 5th round in what is a very close fight. Got 54 in the live, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate the engagement in the comments.
Yeah, man, this is awesome.
Okay, fifth and final round. TJ is a -125 live betting favorite, and Sandhagen -105. TJ, really, I mean, you talk about his conditioning and the amount of cardio it takes to fight like TJ fights, that bang Muay Thai style. He covers so much ground. He looks fresh as a daisy. The guy's 35 years old. You know, he's halfway to he's halfway to 70, but he's closer to 40 than he is to 30, and he looks like an up and coming prospect. But oh wow, that was a good switching a switch stance there, and then landed a nice straight right on the chin of Sandhagen. Sandhagen's got a chin, man. He's eating some good shots in this.
He does. You know, Sandhagen is doing a good bit of running away from the aggressor that is TJ, and that could play into the judges' scorecards. You know, if TJ continues to throw caution to the wind like he's doing right now and goes for the finish, this could help him win this round. I think he for sure won the first round, and then if you can assume that he won one of the second, third, or fourth round, this fight could go 3 rounds to 2 for TJ. Something tells me it's going to be a split decision fight.
Yeah,
we may even see a draw, and we may even see a rematch.
TJ on the back again. Nice outside leg trip there by TJ.
You know, these types of positions, even though they are not the most entertaining positions, they are a part of the fight that gets factored in. And when you're the guy that's getting your back held and you're not doing anything, it looks better for the other guy, the guy that's holding.
Oh, Habib, the Eagle has spoken. 2-2.
Yep.
Beautiful switch to a takedown there, or takedown attempt there. Cory's done an excellent job of stuffing these takedowns. They're on the cage again. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in the 5th and final round.
I think Habib's right. I think it's 2-2.
Yeah,
First
I think
and
so.
last.
59 in the live.
First,
man,
and
you guys
fourth
are awesome
for TJ, and second and third.
Yeah, 63 now. This is a record for us, guys. We sincerely appreciate it.
Man, what are you guys telling all your friends to join in? Thank you.
TJ's doing an excellent job of slipping these punches. Now, both of these guys have kind of figured out each other's game, and now that was a good straight there by Cory. Knee to the body by Sandhagen.
All right, we're halfway through the 5th and final round.
TJ does look like the aggressor here. Cory looks like he's getting a little tired.
Yeah.
And that will play.
TJ's winning this round for sure. Cory is constantly running, and he's not landing anything significant.
Yeah.
And at this point, I don't think we're going to see a finish. So I think.
Oh, wow. It could come down to who wins this round. And so far, TJ's winning it.
This fight is
nice body hook there by Cory.
This is screaming split decision. I'm so glad the ref. Didn't pull the doctor there.
Nice.
It started buffering for a second, so I just want to make sure we didn't lose you guys. You're all still here, right?
Yep.
All right.
I see some beautiful entrances there by TJ. He's mixing up the shots, the punches with the actual wrestling shots and getting that body lock. And we've seen some really good outside leg trips. He's got Cory. He spent a lot of time. It almost looks like TJ's fingers are in the cage there. It looks like
big shots from TJ. Yeah. A big slip.
Almost like how Cain Velasquez used to fight back in the day, put you up against the fence and beat you up.
Big shot for Sandhagen.
Yeah, 1 minute left. These guys are going to bang it out for a minute.
They're throwing caution to the wind, and they're kind of countering each other. TJ will move in, and then Cory's kind of stepping back and landing.
Nice
big shot.
Nice straight by TJ, and now he's got the hands locked underneath.
Another good cage fight for Sandhagen. He's doing a great job up against the fence all night. This is a smart play for Dillashaw. He's done a lot in this round. I think Dillashaw's winning, and in my eyes, he's winning this round.
Nice calf kick there by TJ.
Yeah, this fight is going to be a split decision. I just feel it.
Look at that. The live betting odds are dead even. What a fight.
This fight's as even as it gets. There's 30 seconds, so it's really going to go down to the judges. Unless they just decide to stand in that monster M and throw down until one of them falls, which could very well happen. All right, yep. Yeah, see, TJ's the one walking him down. That's in the judges' eyes, that means something.
Yeah, for sure. I think that TJ has. I mean, I could see it too. I agree with Khabib.
Yeah. 10 seconds
and
left.
If that is true, then TJ has won the 5th round. I believe that by that logic, TJ should win this fight. That's it.
Yeah.
Great fight, guys. 66 people on the live now.
Wow.
Thank you for all the comments. I saw a bunch of them coming in, but I was trying to give as good of commentary as I could, so I was kind of watching them with one eye here. Somebody says we have nice beards.
Oh,
thank you very much. Mine is a beard with training wheels compared to Nick's. Even though I'm the older brother, I got less of the beard gene.
Yeah, I'm going to get mine trimmed up tomorrow. So next time you see me in the live or on just one of the episodes of the show, it will be a little bit cleaner and more presentable for you
guys. Let us know in the comments who won that fight.
Yeah, I got TJ winning that 3 rounds to 2, but it's going to be a split decision. And
we got Adam, TJ. I think so. I mean, I think it really came down to that 5th and final round. I think Khabib was perfectly right in his assessment, saying it was 2-2 going into the 5th. So, and I think TJ won the 5th. So I give him that fight.
Yeah, Ayo, you were right. I think a draw is not something you could count out right now.
That's right.
That could certainly happen.
My Dallas Sotolongo, great fight. Thank you guys so much. That was great. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here.
Oof. Yeah, Sandhagen was talking to Dwayne Ludwig, so there's a lot of mutual respect in the octagon right now, which is a good thing. You got a lot of Colorado boys out there.
Yeah, I thought it could have been stopped early too, son. It was a really good. I'm glad the doctor didn't pull that because, I mean, we would have been deprived of an incredible fight.
Yeah, that was really good.
Nick Ayo wants to know what your beard regimen is.
Oh, man. You have to tune into the next live for that. No, I keep it simple. I get it trimmed about once every 2 weeks. And when I tell my barber what I want, I say, just take in the sides, give me the taper fade right there along the side so it keeps it thin. And I like to keep a little bit of length, but nothing straggling at the bottom.
Here we go, guys. 74 of you are about to give our
BRB on
the decision.
48-47. Split decision.
TJ Dillashaw, split decision. You were right on, Nick. 48-47 Dillashaw. Two for Dillashaw, 1 for Sandhagen. All 3 cards, 48-47.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I think it was 2-2 going into the fifth. We're listening to TJ's post fight right now. I don't know what TJ said.
He
There
got
used
bleeped out.
He used some foul language. So, Andrew, thank you. I appreciate it. You've been with us the whole time, man. I really sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Yeah.
TJ said he popped his knee in the first round. Somebody said Jose Aldo next. I like that fight. But I think TJ is going to be pining for that title shot. Let's see here. We'll see if he calls anybody out. Thank you, man. We appreciate you joining. See you next time.
Have a great night. Have a great night. He said the game plan was to take his legs out, slow him down, chop his legs, wrestle when you can. He said he believed in Sandhagen before Sandhagen believed in himself. He said that guy's a tough guy, a future champ. I believe the blurb out was something about.
Oh, wow. So Dillashaw said easy money for the belt. So TJ's eager to fight. He said he wants the winner of Jan versus Aljo if they get it on quickly. I think that just got announced, right? Abu Dhabi, October 30th. Yes. So, but he wants to get in there as quickly as possible. So if not, he'll take another top 5. Awesome performance by TJ. Nick, any final? Oh, here's Cory here.
Cory Sandhagen.
Cory definitely thought he won the fight. Understandable. Yeah, Cory visibly upset. Understandably so. I mean, I could see an argument for that fight going either way. I think 48-47 split decision on all 3 judges' scorecards is about as accurate of an assessment of that fight as you could possibly get.
Yeah, that was a really great fight. The co-main and main really delivered. That might not take fight of the night over for the other one, but definitely some great performances by both of these guys. TJ's knee he's probably going to need some sort of minor surgery on that, at least a lot of knee rehabilitation. But it's nice to see him walk out on his own 2 feet. And even though he came out bruised and battered, he got the job done. And I think that a match between him and Jan is what will likely happen at the end of the year, early next year. That's the fight to make at bantamweight. I don't see Jan losing to Sterling. I mean, crazier things could happen, but I personally would love to see Peter Yan versus TJ Dillashaw. That's a hard fight for Dillashaw.
I will tell you, Dillashaw can't take the same strikes that he took in that fight against Yan. Yan is a sniper, and he's got some crazy power.
Yeah. So what
comment here, y'all did a great job. Thank you so much, guys. We still got 28 people left in the live here.
So
we appreciate it. Abe, John, good night, brother. Good night to you, sir. And Nick, any final thoughts before we sign off here?
Thanks for joining us, man. It's crazy to see this many people in the live. This thing's constantly growing. Every time we do something, you guys help us break records, and we couldn't be more grateful for each and every one of you. I hope that we can do this again. If you guys enjoyed the live content and liked hanging out with us during the fights, let us know, because we'll definitely continue doing it in the future if it's something you guys want. If you're tired of hearing us chirp during the entire fight, then
let us know.
yeah, we'll continue with the
we got-
podcast. But
we got thick skin, but guys, please, if you've enjoyed our commentary, a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel means a lot to us. It helps us out tremendously. We started this channel for you guys. We just like to talk about fights, and doing it, with a community that we're building with the Barnhill Brothers channel is something really special. And so we want to thank you guys. You guys are the reason that Nick and I get together multiple times a week and make videos. So unless you got something else to say, Nick,
I got nothing
we're going to
else to
sign
say,
off,
yeah.
guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Ayo, I see you. Thank you. Thank you for everything, man. You're always in the comments and the lives. You're the best, man. Jonathan, thank you. You guys are awesome. So nothing else to say, nothing but good vibes. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a wonderful Sunday. I know some of you are watching. It's already Sunday. So have a great day. For the rest of us that are here in the States, have a great night. And guys, if you've enjoyed this video, as always, a like, comment, and subscribe helps us out tremendously. And until the next time, have a wonderful day.
Peace.